Do we need to introduce ourselves? Do we? Man, my guy. Okay, no, it's a good day. It's a very good day. It's another day of podcast right here on Podcastmalawi. This is a major meeting. My guy. It is what it is. We are here with another episode. This one as well. Ndiachabe kwambiri, ndiachabe. Abapo tayamba basi meneza teremu. Amena kufuna zitamangira. Kumano tayamba basi ababa. Tirinkati kwambiri. Okay, so my guy, welcome. This is major meeting. Mbumba is not here. That's why I'm here. I don't like being on this chair. I mean, I like just being on that other end. But anyway, here we are. And today, we've got another guest. We've got another president today. We've got another president today. Welcome in the studio, His Excellency. Should we say that? Welcome in the studio, Denis, Mahata. Welcome, man. I say, takulandira. Kuno ndu Podcastmalawi. Panobadi muzimu wa ma president. And this is your moment, this is your time, and we are happy to have you. We're hoping kuditi kandi conversation yabwino. Nthawi zambiri tikalandira alendo pano. The essence is just to exchange ideas here kudi maganizano ndotani mukutani zimene mufuna kweni ndi chani kweni. What is it that you have for Malawians and all that, so that we can talk around all that and then ndiwona kudi zikhoza tithandiza bwanji. So welcome. Honestly, I should tell you kudi when I saw you, I was just like, adawa chikwali mbisantima ndiyana. Chikwali mbisantima ndiyana, I say, okay, tell us about your party. Chipani chako, what was the inspiration?
I think ntaonena kuti ndimaona kuti anthu amba. Palibe amene amawayimirira kumaudindo akuluakulu.
Okay.
Ngati upresident. Ndinaona kuti tikhale ndi chipani choti chikuyimirira anthu amba.
So pazipani zimene tili nazo, zipani za nkhani, I think it's almost 20. I think it's sangwani nthawi ija imene anabwera anatuza kuti pali over 20 political parties. Nkuona kwako utakhala unaona kuti zipani zonsezi sizikuyimirira anthu amba. Right?
Kumaso sizikutsogolera so anthu amba.
Sizikuyimirira anthu amba, kumaso sizikutsogolera anthu amba.
Exactly.
Right? So I think the inspiration was good. You're coming up with a party that is going to represent anthu amba. Chosogoledwaso ndi munthu wamba.
Exactly.
Tanthauza kuti iweyo ndi munthu wamba.
Exactly. Mwana wa munthu wamba ndineso munthu wamba.
So you're here as munthu wamba. Tell us more. How big is your party, or what are you doing right now on the ground?
So chipani chathu chifakena kuti tinaona magaps amene ali mudziko. And tinaona kuti the only way tingafire magaps amenewo tikhale ndi chipani choti sichikukhala ndi masapota koma chikukhala ndi antchito. Nde anthu nthawi zambiri akamayeza chipani kakulidwe amayeza ndi fan base
masapota.
Koma ifeyo
basi nanghameno ndamene amavota.
Koma kuvota ndi chinthu cha tsiku limodzi. Peno konza dziko ndi ntchito ya masiku ambiri.
Okay.
So chipanicho chikalowa mboma azingovota bedeile ngati.
Yes, avota tsiku limodzi.
Exactly. So masapota amene afuna kukhala masapota, it's okay. Ndi platform yawo azavota tsiku lazisankho. Koma kwa ifeyo timaona kuti tingapange penetrate bwanji ndipo tiko philosophy yathu pa ground kuti tisinthe miyoyo ya anthu pa ground. Nde kwa ine kuti it's the biggest party Malawi.
Chipani chanuchi?
Chifakena kuti ndi chipani chimene chili ndi political philosophy.
Okay.
I think palibe chipani mali chinakhala ndi political philosophy.
Okay.
Ndikudziwa bena they've come close amati high five mwakuti koma ndi political slogan.
Okay. It's not like what's the philosophy behind the NRC?
So ifeyo tikamati philosophy tikafuna kuti nthauzira nchechewa. Timayipanga like ndi chikombole.
Okay.
So chikombole choumbira njera chomwechi utakuona ma thousands anjera mauvu nosiyana koma atokhawo anapangidwa ndi zikombole muna 4 so ukaona chikombole chicha ukuona njera zimene zaumbidwa kale zimene sizinaumbidwe zimene sizaumbidwe nde ukaona NRC ukuona intervention imene yachitika kale imene ichitike ndi imene idzachitike nikutsogolo so I measure kakulidwe kachipaniko in that line.
Okay. Do you have an understanding of many zinthu zathu zimayendera kunoko for someone to like move from the ground and to go up there and to sit on that seat? Do you have an understanding? Because I want to hear from you. What do you understand? Aligning it to what you are thinking or your philosophy. Ndikuti ukona kuti zikhoza kukutengera mtunda wautali bwanji to be there.
Kuti ndikhale president kuti ndisinthe dziko.
Okay, kuti ukhale president because I think that's where the kusintha dziko kukhoza kukhalira. Kapena mwina uli ndi idea ina yosiyana.
Okay, I think icho manina ineyo eti. Kwina zisankho si ntchito ya ine.
Okay.
Ntchito yanga ineyo ndikuonetsetsa kuti pa ballot pali option imene ingathe kusintha dziko.
Okay.
For muaganizire peni ya Malawi kumabwera pa ballot every 5 years. Ndikumaona kuti palibe option.
Okay.
Ndakupangira ngisankho. So ntchito yanga ine ndikusanduka option hiyo.
You want to be the option.
The option hiyo. Koma Malawi ongati kuti ndile sankho ni ntchito ayiwo. So uzoone ngati mene lili anthu ali mudzenje. So ineyo ndini makwerero olo ndili mchingwe. Ntchito yanga ndikuwaonetsa makwerero. Akulu muri mudzenje mwakhala mu how long? 60 years. After independence wakhala 60 years. I'm sorry. Mwaja. Ndini makwerero.
Okay.
Mungafuna kuyuza. So ndayikiri ndapangero akwera atuluke. Olo anene kuti iye makwera ako siri kwafuna. That's on them.
Okay.
Finally ndimadaba kuti muthu amene akuyimira ndamene akupita kanyengerera mavoti. It is claiming kuti ukathandiza anthu aja. Ngati akunyengerera timizi akadzithandiza yekha. Ine ndi chingwe kunja ine muli mudzenje nenziti chonde gwisa ntchito chingwe changachi chonde gwisa ntchito changa ndi hidden agenda. Koma kula chingwe machiona icho you can trust kuti muchizendewera zenderani.
Okay.
So imagine ndizidandaula kuti mudzenje muja anthu sanachitenge chingwe chicha. You see, it's not up to me, it's up to them. So ndizidandaula kuti anthu sanandivotere. Now it's a philosophy yanga. It's up to them.
Okay, so it means it's a loss for Malawians.
It's a loss for Malawians
if they are not grabbing what you are giving.
I'm not in politics for a career.
Okay.
I'm in politics for redemption mission. Simple as that.
You've been talking about transformative leadership. So much. I think your public lectures and all that. You've been talking about this. I don't know, what does that mean, and how do you think it can help to solve mavuto amene Amalawi akumana nawo lero?
So utsogoleri wa transformative utsogoleri obwetsa kusintha ndi utsogoleri wosowa kwambiri. So ifika kuti mudziko wanu simukhala atsogoleri. Koma procedure imene mayikidwa nthawi zambiri itakuphonya mtsogoleri.
Okay.
Chifukwa kuti kumalawi kunoko one timasokoneza capacity ya resources ndi utsogoleri. It's why one munthu mwana munthu ngati mwana munthu amba ngati neyo lero ndikuyimira president atamati usambiro kansala bwana
mwina umaina kuyamba kansala
koma ngamuzi zimene zatopere muluzi.
Okay.
Sangamuzi zatopere muluzi. For iwo sudakona ideas zatopere akuona resources
amenali nawo. Okay.
Angamuzi emezo bingo angamuzi emezo Jesse band kwa mauza ine mwana munthu wangu ukuyimira
ndamba nokhasala kaye anthu akuziweni
amene kumana ndi anthu muhudumu wako ndikuyimira president ati president to get to win sakufusa kuti kuyimira president mfundo yako nchani. You see, so timasokoneza resources leadership. Now chokhacho we are most likely kuphonya a true leader.
Okay.
Ifuna kuti kumene mulungu amabisa zinthu zake za precious ndi malo onyozeka fama float chinthu chikabweretsa malizatsi glory azalandire yeyo. So utsogoleri suru mupeza muzima PhD muzima billionaire mupeza mwathu ngati feyo orita vala mbaula tukenda mukaonjika.
Okay. I get it. Talking about a PhD and all that, what's your education background?
I nende school madana. I'm gonna miss it.
So, okay, we are going to have a president in 2025. Zitaenda bwino 16 September. What is school madana nayo?
Okay, so
how would we trust you with our education system and all that?
You should actually trust me because I'm the one who is promoting efficiency. Ndikuona zimene zalowa mu education ndi zimene zatulutsa.
Okay.
So I understand kwambiri kuti chimene kuchifuna mu education athu sitichipezamo. So I'm actually the person amene ngathe kupanga fix the education kuti ikhale yabwino.
Mukudana nayo komweko?
Okay, so what you have to understand is siri ndinoti kuphunzira nkoyipa. Koma the availability amaphunzira amene ali available sabwino.
Okay.
Yeah, so sakutipatsa malizatsi amene tikufunika.
Amene ali available, how far did you go? Amene ali available.
Okay. So ndike chonchi mwina I know I'm an expert wa irrigation koma I don't combine my expertise with leadership.
Okay.
Because moyo mwanga mose zini mafuna ukwaniritsa musirabasi mulibemo. Ma systems ani mukwaphunzira ku economics ndamenda bwera ne uzathetsa.
Okay.
So why should I major in the same thing I'm about to destroy?
Okay.
You see? Because ineyo accountant anduza kuti account mukaipanga credit imakhala mukaipanga debit uko. Koma ndikuza kuti that accounting system ndiyopondereza value ya munthu. Because there are sometimes you are crediting an account with an amount, but not crediting it with the amount of value. I don't know if you understand it.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
You see? So, and I will tell you, this system, to that it hates. And why should I go there and measure the same system? So, yeah, I had a dream. I wanted to go to Minda Yanga, Ikaranda irrigation.
Okay.
So I just went straight when I see, when I put an irrigation technician, no sadu manage our irrigation. Mutu manga pipe yo, nangu bitango puza mezo, immediately nachoka go bida munda manga.
Okay.
Kuma the list of the things I want to change. This is kufuneka school.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know I'm like, you know, if you feel like you have a PhD, organize a national debate in that collab, you can carry up. People will choose which education we need to. Simple as that.
Wow. Okay. Anything is together?
Yeah, I'm so interested with that setup because if you look at my countries, I mean, kupanga excel in the modern economy, the digital economy.
Yeah.
And to school are we to look kwambiri. The modern education or this education system yaba nopa.
Yeah.
Ikumakhalanga tikumabanga anthu khala akumapanga miss the bigger picture of life. Akumalimbana ndi zinthu zimene sizikuthandiza.
Essentially kusolve mavuto apa nopa.
It's only creating workers.
Yeah.
Not creating anthu amene akupanga develop my economies.
Yeah.
So we learn ndupita kunchito ndikumaka ngopanga save my existing systems.
Yeah.
Anthu amene amapanga break out ambiri, they are not through the education system.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hear from Denis. Kuti, what is your ideal setup of education? When you think of education, what is your proposal to the education system?
That's a good question. Ineni muona kuti education izimudziwa munthu chimene ali.
Okay.
Chimene akwenera kukwaniritsa ndikupanga create njira yomuthandiza kukwaniritsa chimene chocho.
Okay.
So true education has to maximize your potential. Osati tell you kuti yayi lower channel iyi. That's not an education, that's putting a person in a box.
Okay.
So what is that? Page maximize potential yake through a proper identification model. Yachimene munthu ali njiwe nafufunika akwaniritse.
Okay.
I think it's just that simple.
So it meant what you wanted kukaphunzira was the technicality of something.
Exactly.
Okay. You can go out somewhere, implement something.
Exactly.
That can help you. Moyo wako wose.
Komanso your purpose.
Your purpose.
Because I don't believe kuti you can achieve anything. I believe you can achieve anything, but you're not supposed to achieve anything.
Yeah.
You're supposed to achieve chimene iwe uzapanga achieve. I believe people have a purpose. You see? Okay. So a person like me, I know God created me to be a leader.
Yeah.
I should create systems to liberate anthu ake mavuto ena ake. Why ndikakhale surgeon? You see, but one day I may need a surgeon.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean I should become a surgeon. You see, alipo anthu zikangotuluka MSc, alembera ku health science, alembera ku bunda, alembera technical, ufuna zakhale chani. You as long as awatenga. You get it?
Yeah.
A person like me, I say no, I have my path.
Yeah.
I have my path.
Okay.
Easy. So I have the liberty to choose my own education. And don't get me wrong, I'm continuously learning. I learn too many things per day.
Okay.
And I make sure I should continue to learn. When we stop learning, we die.
Yeah.
But I don't learn junk. I learn things which are in line with my assignment.
I get it.
Exactly.
Was there a question?
No, before you go there, I want you to tell me, Ndini mwana, obadwa, litanai, education wise.
Yeah.
This is very important because we want to internalize, kumaso make it understandable. Kuti education imene kupanga proposal ienda bwanji, imuchosa bwanji mwana. Henry mwana wako obadwa kaya. How many days now?
Yeah, about 11 days.
11 days.
Yeah.
Aindi naye bwanji kuti afikepo khala ndi awareness.
Naso mwana wawo kubwera.
Okay. Kuti akhale ndi awareness and become that productive as you're proposing. I want you to offer that kind of solution through how do you strategize to do that?
Okay. So
Because I feel like we are buying it.
Yeah.
We are buying it, but we want to understand the how part. How are we going to make sure this works? Yeah.
So I think there's a role parents need to play and the guardians, but there's also a role the system needs to play.
Okay.
You see, as a parent, your job is to make sure mwana ujalowe mu early childhood development, because mwana akakhala wang'ono brain yake maphunzira zinthu zambiri at once. Language.
So already we have that structure, panopa kuma mwina zimene zili kozo, right?
My resources, I think.
Okay.
My resources, you know. So umphawi mapokesa kuti child development isagwire. Ali kuena kwa unkolemera anakula banja tukuma computer kale. Amene ajawa munthu woti wakunthalire computer wakayonera college, they will never compete those people.
Yeah, they can.
You see, so let's make sure ana athu aja apange pass through early child education and all the tools. You see, kuno pali now coding is a pencil. Coding shouldn't be a profession just yoka. It's a pencil.
Okay.
Mwana kukula aphunzire Java. You know, aphunzire HTML. Akamaphunzira sokulemba you see, so as a parent, your job is to expose the kid as much as possible.
Okay.
Second thing is to observe. Umahamba kuona noma abilities and make sure you sharpen those abilities. Kuma the system should be able to recruit people nsanga.
Okay.
Osadikira at a formal expert level of education to determine kuti uyu ndi scientist, uyu ndi athlete. From a young age should be able to see anthu aja chimene ali ndikuwatengetsa the right path. Munthu microscope asakayonere ku secondary. You know, so expose them and the system yapangire kuti sanga. Mona uje Michigan State University. Amwene madziwa kuti utakonza SAT, utakonza TOEFL, utokhala ndi great grades pa IGCSE. Michigan State University takusiyabe over a personal statement.
Okay.
When they're recruiting, afuna apange recruit munthu uja and how best they can contribute. You know, koma ife tupangoti mabonsa ngati bwera ndi medicine. You get it. So there's also a part where the system has to play. And I had a public lecture kuma council kumast. We were speaking about kuti the greatest future lies in human capital development.
Yeah, of course.
So kwa ife human capital, we think ni muthu akapita kupolo kapanga engineering. No. You see, it goes all the way back, and I'm glad kuti nyona anafusa on that. Kuti as a parent, because in the banazale bene bacha mwana sana kumani mphunzitsi komwe is the first person akuona iwe. You see.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it sounds good. I mean, but my structures alipo kale, but I think we are now talking about the resources.
Yeah.
Right? The resources and also maybe the awareness that the parents must have. If you want to shape the kind of future that you want for your children, I mean, this may be the way to go. Stuff like that. But I was also looking into the angle. I feel like when as many zina dipangeso nina the current options ambili ndi mavuto enaso. You get it, eh? Because sometimes timanena kuti mwina we are not what we wanted to be. Nthawi ina yake chifukwa cha mavuto. Whatever said, I can give you my personal example. I wanted to be a journalist. Eh? Ndinalembera bwino kumiji. Ananditenga bwino. But and amene anali responsible mwina to support me told me good mwina izizi sitikwanisa. You get it? Eh? It means that at that particular time I cannot proceed with that. And then I went to a whole different profession. You get it? Eh? So you should understand kuti nthawi zina zake mwina pamakhala mavuto ngati awawa amene amapangisa Malawi ambiri kunena kuti mwina they're not going into what they wanted to do. They are ending up in something else. Chimene changopezeka at that particular time.
Exactly. And it's sort of like I'm saying kuti mavuto amene palibe.
Okay.
What I'm actually saying is I refused to participate in mavuto amene.
Okay.
You think it was easy to take my parents sinufuna pita ku unima? When ali yesa mafuna apite ku unima. Hey, I had to take a stand. I said no, I have a path. Ndikufuna ndi path yanga unima sikoyipa. Kwa my path sikukhuza ndi kuti. Sikukhuza ndi uku. And you know it wasn't easy for them.
Yeah.
Kuma years later nazindikira chwendi, oh, this guy was right. Amadzo generally. So I'm not saying kuti my circumstances are not justifiable.
Okay.
I'm just saying kuti I was answering you why I didn't participate in the academic system. I'm not an academician, I'm a philosopher.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not consuming just knowledge, I'm also producing,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And it's okay. The consumers, they're playing a very good role.
Yeah.
They maintain the systems.
Yeah.
The experts, they maintain the same systems. Yeah. But I had to understand that no, I'm not an expert. I'm not an academician. I'm a leader. And you know, have you noticed, Kuti, my generations are kale. They have better leadership than Yato. You see, if we have the modern world has succeeded in technology, but has failed miserably in leadership. Amwene chifua ngati COVID chimfine cruising the whole world isocar stranded. Hey, because leadership is when there's crisis.
Yeah.
Hey, you see, that thing couldn't happen in time Aristotle time yachina Caesar.
Kunali magays organize
You get it. The mistake we have done in the modern world, we are producing leaders and experts in the same classroom.
Okay.
You see, leadership is a totally different path. You wake me up at 3 a.m. Tell me a very complicated problem in your economic system. I will digest for you and I will show you the way forward. Okay. Experts will sit in a boardroom, they will learn what I've said, they will apply. You see, we bring in different worlds.
I see. Okay.
Before you go there, I wanted to make sure we need to clarify one thing. You're okay with people going kukapunzira udogota, right? So
yes.
that they can treat people, right?
Yeah.
So that's you are defining that level as what?
Experts. Yeah.
Now, but you don't think we have to flood the market, the countries with experts. We need to balance it with a different form of education.
Yeah, I believe that once you identify leaders, once they identify themselves, they should take a different path.
Okay.
Of leadership. It's a different education, which is not available in our syllabus.
Okay, fine. So, how many leaders should we have? Our many expert, my engineers who are fixing our planes so that we can fly and the like. Our banga research time and again. Where do we place them versus where we place and how many they are philosophizing and becoming leaders? Define bunch. I wanted to see
like how many or like the criteria.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it. Kuti, if for instance everyone we stop whatever we're doing, masters if I stop whatever that I'm doing and I join you to be a philosopher, and become that leader that you are proposing in this session, and everyone of us here Stasia to bangas means also. Will the world be the same?
Why will everyone do that? Because everyone has this calling. All I'm saying is, if someone has a leadership calling, he should be that. He shouldn't force himself to fit into the academic criteria or the job criteria. Because what is happening is the bread and the butter driving us. I'll tell you that. So someone is looking at a marketable profession.
Yeah.
In his mind, there's bread and the butter. In his mind, there's no the assignment he was called to do.
Right.
So I don't think everyone can be a leader. I don't think everyone can be an expert. But if you discover a leader, give him that channel. If you discover an expert, give him that channel.
Okay.
But I'll promise you, in our education system, there's no that channel for those leaders.
Okay. So for leadership, there's no that channel is not available. I hear you. So here we there's this discussion about the matrix. Have you ever heard about the matrix? Because we are being controlled, for instance.
Yes.
Kuti feoti ngati maponi
The chessboard.
yeah, kuti whatever that is given to us is not us choosing. Do you subscribe to that? Kuti munawake there's a big agenda behind our education system.
Yeah, I believe that there's a very big agenda. And apart from that, it's producing submissive people. I know people bring that argument when they're looking at entrepreneurship and whatnot. But I tell you, it's about advancement of small nations. And you would see, the education those guys are practicing that side, it's different from here. The same economics, the same physics, it's very different. You go to Must, someone graduates because has done 4 years. You draw to crop science, Michigan, someone graduates because him and his professor finished what they're doing. You see, but it's the same crop science at Bund. You see, so yeah, I think it's an agenda, but the bigger part is that it's affecting small nations.
Who do you think crafted education? Who is interested in this control of small nations?
Okay, so what we are calling education, right? Because I don't believe it's real education, but what we are calling education, right? It's the role of nations. If you go back to the role of nations, you read and you see the whole system, how it was being created. So the system was being created around money and earning. And if someone shouldn't earn more than enough, you see, so that they should keep going to the circle, And I'm not even speaking about financial freedom, because people confuse this part with you should quit your job, be entrepreneurs, what, It's okay. Someone can be doing his job and being paid well, being paid enough. You can be a watchman. You are guarding this place, and we say this place has equipment millions. Then you, as a watchman, you're worth the millions. You see, and they pay him more money than a clerk somewhere. You see, so I know the conversation goes about financial freedom, but it's just a distraction.
Is it something that your government can stop or reduce? Kind of control that he was talking about.
It will stop. Our government has one of the biggest part. It's called the Lead Away Initiative.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first part of it, we are training what we are calling them advisors, but they're not really advisors. There's what maybe Kunja could call them career, what. But here, these are people who are being fed in the school systems.
Okay.
The way you can train a teacher with special needs. Now we are training teachers in this line, and they identify potential and they craft it and direct it to the right channel. So it's called the Lead Away Initiative.
Okay.
And we believe that potential, for it to be recognized as potential with the taking, it has to have a market.
Yeah.
You see? So the reason why people are not doing their purposes is because the alternative is what has a market. So you say, let me be an accountant. You see, but every potential, we are driving it away where it has to have a market. I think this is easier done and being shown to people than to explain. I think it's...
Okay.
Of course, these are interesting thoughts, right?
They are.
Interesting thoughts. I believe, and I think there is someone here, Blage, who is also not a believer of education. But there are so many people who see kuti education has costed us so much when you look at progress of nations.
Yeah.
Because everything is based on the years that you spend. And ukamaza fika pokuti you are to be productive. Wakalamba.
Yeah.
Because you're just moving from one idea to another. And if you see, there's an argument around this. Could the people that have gone through too much education and whatever, they're passive. What are people that are in the marketplace where they have gone there with their own minds without the control of the system? You find they're dominant.
Yeah, true.
That's why people in offices, specifically in this economy, is where you find kuti timaga panga serve many class but they have understood the laws of power. They have understood the streams of or the pathways of money, right? And they know, okay, apple. So maybe just an extension of this. Where do you put earning in this whole equation against the conventional school system? How do you think, apart from leaders and leadership, where do you put earning so that countries will now develop? Because every time the argument of education comes in is education is a key to success. Is a key to being self-reliant and so forth. Where do you put earning and the developing of nations, and specifically for Malawi as you become president?
So you have given examples of those Amwenye, and you know they're educated, right? It's just that they never entered that classroom. I don't think on earth you can be relevant without education.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the mistake is thinking that education is just the classroom one. You see, and as far as the nation development is concerned, we need to produce a lot of experts.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and the continuous research, finding of results and application of that knowledge. So we need that formal setup education. But I say we should ask these three things. See, when you say someone is educated, what was he educated in? Where did that education come from? Why did they educate him that? I think this is what will guide you towards getting the right education for the citizens.
Oh, okay. Let's now talk about politicians, because you're now joining politics. Okay? I don't know kudu kubela ndio tani komano ababa uli mundale. Okay? So you've been criticizing anthu andale kwambiri kuti they prioritize mwina zipani zawo, amapanga kwambiri za zipani zawo, kuthandiza zipani, not the Malawians that voted for them and all that. How would you be different? Because at the end of the day, you've got your own party, people will have to vote for you, and then you enter into the system, you will be the president, your NRC will be the ruling party. How would you be of different? Or maybe how can you fix those kind of issues whereby a political party, a ruling political party, get advantage of maybe public resources?
Yeah, so I think the biggest problem is that we ignore red flags from leaders, right?
Okay.
Because we are assuming that the leaders is when they get power, and we are looking at what would they do, what would they fail to do.
Yeah.
But to tell you the truth, before leaders get power, you can see everything already. You know, I'm one of the people who never participated in the tolerance thing when the whole country was marching, Jenasa must fall, what. I said, yeah, I think it's high time DB should go. But the alternative is just as the same. And people were saying, I'm going to take a date. But I say, no, first indicator, they're spending too much on the campaign.
Yeah.
You see, that's a red flag, you know, because if someone is spending too much on the campaign, too much which he never had, already you are seeing a potential thief there.
Yeah, of course.
Before he gets in power. If you have received this t-shirt, Zitenje, no, he has distributed the whole Malawi. How many billions are those? Okay. Why did he need all those billions just to tell you that you see? So when you say how will you be different, no, ask me how are you different?
Okay.
Because it's now.
Yeah. How you can identify.
Exactly. Exactly. Look at how we carry ourselves. We don't engage in tribalism. We are not looking for having a stronghold in one region. It shows that I know we don't distribute t-shirts. We don't give handouts. We'll tell you straightforward.
Okay.
This is the problem. I think this is the solution. I think we are the guys. You love it, you love us.
So what's the visibility of your party? I mean, how will people be able to see? Kuti chipani cha Mahata ndichi makakao ndi awa?
I don't think I'm not an NGO. No, it's not like we are selling a brand, guys. We are selling a solution, right? And if I come to you and you're about to vote for me, you know what you are doing? First, you are agreeing that I can contribute to the solutions. Second, you are agreeing that you are willing to put in your work also as a person. As I said, we don't support as own workers, you see? Yeah, so I don't buy in these branding things and whatnot. No.
Okay.
If I reach to you, I've reached to you. I've left you a message. I've told you what I can do and where you come in. You say that you buy it or you don't. As simple as that.
Okay. So you think kuti kupereka matisheti, magolf sheti ndizosainera. But
Zosainera.
still, at the same time, you will still have to travel. Okay, you still have to travel, meet those people and all that, and that involve resources.
Yeah, and those are very manageable.
They're very manageable.
Because if I can travel on my own, go like I can also travel on my own and tell people my message. Those are manageable things. It's not like something that will cost me arms and legs. But these expensive campaigns, handouts, those are
Do you
billions.
think you can reach the people enough to vote for you?
Exactly. I will reach everyone. Guys, 28 districts.
Geoff,
In other countries, the whole Malawi is just a state. Hey, it's a very small country. We exaggerate, guys. We say, time is not on our side. We need more time. We need more resources. No.
You have time.
Yeah, people who want to buy votes, people who want to connive, people who want to trick voters, they don't have enough time. But someone wants just to visit you and tell you what is offering. That's a lot of time. 90 days, you can give each and every district 3 days.
Okay.
Hey,
That's enough.
that's enough.
But I mean, I say we are talking about it Antoda na Kazigiga. Mzikhulupilo zazibani zawo. These are the people that you're gonna convince to vote for you.
I'm not going to convince.
Not okay, because when you're selling your idea, it means someone has to believe it. That's where the convincing comes in.
Amweni chingwe kwachiona wachiona uli mudzenje ndakuonetsa chingwe.
Oh, okay. That might be how you see it, but it might not be how the people are seeing it, where they are.
Then the suffering they have passed through 6 days hasn't done anything to them. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to do campaign to be smart or what. No, I'll just tell them the truth. What I can do, where they come in. As simple as that.
Okay, I hear you.
Simple as that.
Mbale wanga. Point yabwino kwambiri. Kumota Malawi amene wadziwa kuno. Ndi anthu amene ali ma opportunist when it comes to politicians.
Yeah.
So they will force you as a leader to look for money to give them. And because as a leader you don't have it, you have good ideas, you go kwa mwenye. Let's just call a spade. Amwenye will give you with conditions.
Yeah.
Of course amwenye amakauta apeleka so kwa winner yes. Amina kuyenda.
Se amwenye oka. I mean, ena anabwera poera umana kuti nathandiza. Ni ndalama akuti nabwereka akuti na.
Zinali ku court, so it's public records.
Like you see, so there are people out there. I mean,
yeah. My question is like, who's giving you money?
Which money?
Yeah, the money that you're using, moving in 28 districts. Yes, it's manageable. Yes. Kumano zifika pena pake kuti mwina wasamidwa kale koma ukupita kuti ndalama kumazitenga kuti.
Guys, you have underestimated the pain I have. Like the pain I carry to fix this country, guys, has no price. Okay, you have just given a good example for Amwenye. I think it must be 4 weeks ago, it's not 5 weeks. They approached me with 1 billion KWACHA. Okay. The so-called Amwenye. You know, they had their issues. They say have brains. Oh, I need these resources. And combining my brains with their resources, it's a guaranteed win. I think they're right.
It's true.
But it's a guaranteed win for who? For the votes or for the change?
Okay.
I said, you guys, have you listened to me properly? You can approach me with 1 billion KWACHA. Money in the
Okay, Come Dennis, I think, of course, in Kanyandra media side, you give us the context of Amwenye.
Yes,
I've been fighting for a very young age. Every offer I've received of money, I've refused it. Guys, my contribution to change is beyond any amount of money.
Komano, Dennis, I want you to understand ndakuuza mavota amene ukufuna ukapeze, the people that you want to talk to. Whenever said, you can want to talk to me. Unduza philosophy yako. But I'm telling you, you are taking me maybe from a certain giant political party. Imenenda kamuna ndikumaisata for a long time. Okay? So I need like I don't need maybe one interaction. Ndikufuna bikabe kuti undipange convince mwina mwake.
Kuti kuchitipa. How much transport kuchitipa kuti ndipite more than one interaction?
Okay,
we should defend this distance.
Dennis, the cost of campaigning or the cost of becoming president within your party, mwaiwerengera buno bwino mwaipanga quantify? Because nanga siti kuyangana, if you look at, let's say, social media, tinda to almost 5 point something, close to 6 million who are online kumalawi kuno. meaning kuti anthu ambiri they are still within the radios and whatever, and the radio makosta wakwaziwa bwino, they are exorbitant, they'll hit you with cost ka 60 minutes kena kake mitengo ambiri. When you look at it, you find kuti even anthu amene last time which even Tonsalance, I think is mamveka kuti ndi ngongole ndi ma suppliers. I think nkhani zomwe zokuti ma airtime ena kana sana lipiridwa, I think they sorted it out. Koma you know kuti ndi makosta akulu for you to reach to that remote, to that person. How are you prepared to bridge that gap without the billions that Amwenye are offering?
I don't believe on the cost, guys.
Dennis, let's be real.
Okay, no. Don't tell him to be real. Being real,
okay.
Give us the mathematics.
Okay. In here, I don't believe on the cost, right? Of course, I believe in the capacity. So I think we are talking of two different things. You're talking about the capacity to reach, and you're confusing it with the capacity of. You're confusing with the costing. You see, I'll break down to you. Don't worry. You look very desperate.
Yeah. I want to hear it, man.
You look very desperate.
I want to hear it.
Okay, so what takes you kafika kuchitipa, and what takes Peter Muthalika kafika kuchitipa? It's not the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Ine ndi munthu wamba ndikafika kuchitipa with very little. Zanga uja atira maprado angati full tank. You see, so it's not about going kuchitipa. It's about going kuchitipa in his capacity. So I'm telling you, I'm not selling a flourished brand. I said ni munthu wamba. Manani musikata vala mbaula majacket athawiruka kamiza fani jacket
what
I have in here is a solution. Imene palibe president ayinayo. My guys, I'll come to you in my list, the list where I can afford. Ndikupasana solution. Don't forget, sinuboza grammar vote. Sinuboza nyengera mtu handouts. Ndikuzango kuuza the solution. So I'm not debating with you kuti atosa ndivotera abula ndivotera ma handouts. You see? I'm telling you, I don't care.
So, okay, you don't care even if you...
Because it's on them now. I'm going to solution. Wakana, ndabuya ndi chingwe mudzenje muja. Yofuna ufuna chingwe cha gushi. Basi ndipita ufuna chingwe cha plada. Wakana changa for chaloble. You understand it?
Blage.
My guy.
Blage, uri banji.
I think mwina emphasis ibwere ponena kuti how are you going to reach to those people? But investors amenable because it's not really that.
Ukupereka example di kaya apita Muthalika, kaya chakwera anyamuka kunapita kuchitipa. Iwe so nyamuka upita kuchitipa. Now, makosti ndi osiyana. But also I think mwina so rich ikozo kaso osiyana.
Rich kala ineyo, rich ya deep ndi ineyo than yayo.
Rich.
I hear you, Dennis. Think about community mobilization. Tikapanga community mobilization palizinzo zingapo zimene zilipo zopanga cost. Chimene mwina makosta amakhala ndi ochuluka is yes amakhala kagulu.
Yeah.
And gulu amakhala ambiri. But think about one. PA system. Two, think about chigali moto chimene chitanyamule PA system mene. Kamukabwirika konko kamukatani ni ndrama zimene zozo.
Yeah.
If you are having, let's say, Kamute Kama artist as part of community mobilization, because Antameno Kukuma now, they are emotional people. Psychologically, they are driven kubwera pamalo in large numbers if you give them a sort of entertainment.
Of course, yeah.
So Kamupangisa mpira kamutani, that kind of
mobilization
will cost you. If you don't do that, you will be guaranteed to kanda anthu ochira pamene abwera because anthu ambiri ena sana amve not for kufuna maganizo awo koma for they are not drawn.
I've heard that so many times. The first time I heard about that, it was the college elections. I'm the only person I can gula more. I'm the only person I can ugama handouts. I'm the only person I was the least among the 4 candidates. Mutamene got in the least popular. But I'm the only person who won landslide.
Okay.
Number 2 anga amakanga disana pagina uzisango. You see? So maybe okay. I'm not saying the cost palibe. I'm saying the costs are manageable. Kwa ineyo. Unless you're assuming that I'm broke.
No, we're not assuming that you're broke. But because we're looking at,
unless you're assuming that my members are broke.
Okay,
I mean,
all right. Now we get it. Now we get it.
Unless you are assuming my vice president is broke.
The members are contributing.
It's a movement. It's like
Okay.
it's everyone's thing.
Yeah. Okay, maybe you could have told us kuti chipani chili
Kuma
member.
said kuti acosta manager.
Member akupereka ndalama.
Kuma si mabilioni.
Yeah, situ kamba ngati ali mabilioni kapena ayi.
Mukugamba.
Yeah. Chimene tikufuna tingomvetsa ndichonda kuti mamembala akusonkha ndalama.
Okay, all right. So I think Jema Fund Bank Kaifine is that Makostose, I mean, this bank and core. The Macosta, I mean, if you think I bank manage.
Okay.
Can this on Candine, Gaso Candy member, Gaso
It's manager.
Exactly, it's manager.
Okay. So that's how different you will be.
Yeah, simply by Bebo Costa.
Okay. Macosta lipo, kuma palibe ngongole zamwe. Mwakana 1 billion.
Palibe ma handout, se oti tukupatsidwa, palibe ezo tukupatsidwa kusedi jani.
Mwakana 1 billion. Kodi mesa wanali ngati mapartners oti mugwire ntchito limozifanyani munakana.
Same mapartners. I think they said something. Muna legal in Chipanga avoid guy.
Okay.
They said something to do to help them with a land policy when we get into power.
Okay.
I will not go into details.
All right. Cool.
It's okay. I hear you. Kuma, you see, Dennis, do you have a model, like a template of how something like yours has ever worked elsewhere globally?
I don't care.
No, you should.
Okay. Maybe I should answer your question. Like what I'm doing, working somewhere globally.
No.
Like
Doing
a campaign you want my handouts.
If you go, I don't know my handouts compete. My handouts maiko ina monibe. If you go kunkani zodi, if you are running for president, you want to have my partners. You want to have people that are pumping in a lot of money, people that are driving agenda yako ija, people that are busy branding you in different spaces, and that's why people have sometimes amakuona ngati kuti you are an arm what DBB. Could you run they have said could you run Magiri Mulus TV?
Yeah, I hear that.
You have heard about it, eh?
Yeah.
So those things have come because they have always wanted to understand how you think about money.
Yeah.
Which is the engine of running your presidency.
Yeah.
My president, they like to hide with my resources. Guys, engine to the zero. Like that one.
No. I want you to understand that the model in a keep a zikupan. Even in a Greece that kind of strategy.
I don't know. Like
or you're on trial.
No, it's not even a trial. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. Because I'm not saying we will not have partners, we will not have partners. But I'm saying we will not have cartels sponsoring us.
Okay, so you get my partners oti at least muna mwapanga ka due diligence kapena oti mukumvetsetsa kuti ma agenda awo
if you wanna be part of us pamakhala 3 places. I said the workers only. So there are 3 places where you can work with us.
Yeah.
The first place is you being a ground force.
Okay.
So if the second place is you being a technical person, you offer your technical expertise. Like I say, to conserve these systems. I got number 2 to translate code about. Then the third place is you using your resources.
Okay.
So I think we were having a breakdown communication from the beginning. So it's not like we refuse help. In any of these 3 categories, there is a process he has to pass through. Qualify.
Okay.
And trust me, close to 70%
okay.
Because my motivation so they are doing it for self-interest. Everyone have kept around in what we do. And when the personal interest,
they are in for Malawi.
They are in it for Malawi. And if you see my crew is crazy, you know. I'm fanatic.
Okay.
You see?
I mean, I love that. I hear what you're saying. Ndi zinthu zimene timakamba muno kuti zimayenera zikhale. Okay? Why am I saying this? Because timanena kuti mwina zinthu zina zimene timadandaula nthawi imene boma likulamulira zimazakhala zinthu zimene tinaziputa nthawi ngati iyi. Yama campaign. So it's something that is good. We would have loved zikana zoti mwina zipande zonse zimakandi philosophy imene yoyo, but as you said, this is something different, something new, special about your political party. We're looking forward to see you in government. Opanda ma contract anthu ena akoti anakuthandizani, opanda ena akuti chifanana nathamanga. I don't know. Mwina maminista wena bazakhala nyamata ako amene muli nawo kapena muzasankha ena kuti amene mukungu waona abe kuti kangata wako zogwira ntchito kapena zakhala ya umwe amene anathamanga.
Okay. So one thing you should know about me, I plan years in advance to the smallest detail.
Okay.
Unatopita muno mwangopeza mu chessboard muna 4.
Okay.
But chessboard ndiyoti ikusera game ya 5 years, but ukaona talk it's a game. Koma utei kuti PC ndidedza, you know. PC ndi parliament. I plan to detail. And if you're in my circle, it's because you're in my circle because I already know how your assignment is contributing to our goal.
Okay.
So there are people
looking at the bigger picture.
Exactly. If you go to someone who is practicing law now, I was already told him in Form 2. What I say, I'm having a bit of a songa vesi over your young. Come I want you zabange play this law. So therefore, we don't have study law. You know, and at they will testify to you. So I plan to detail. So I don't say things that my presence when I since I didn't ziwa ineyo ndi ukudziwa because the fans akulembe. You see, akuza even anzangena they go scream you somebody konda. You are just keeping us in your circle because utifuna pakuti. I said muna neso simadzi konda because I'm keeping myself so nduzifuna pakuti. You get the point, so there are people who recruit then, there are people who have already recruited now.
Let's jump in now. Tunkhani inayokhuza nkhani ya zachuma. Ninkamvera nthawi inayi kupanga bashi International Monetary Fund. It was quite an interesting lecture. I think maybe it was the first time I heard you talking. I don't know. Ife mwina kwambiri ku Malawi kuno kaya maiko aku Africa timayipembeza kwambiri IMF. Timayiona kuti ikakhosomola timanjenjemera. Like timakhala busy ndithu. I don't know. Iweyo mkuona kwako ukuona kuti chimene chimalakwika ndi ma policies ake IMF kudziko ngati la ku Malawi kuno ndi chani?
Sima policy okha. Ndi the actual agenda chimene afuna udzapanga.
Chimene afuna kwanili.
So amanena kuti udziwe muno wako wa galu mugende. Ukamugenda galu udziwa mbuye wake amatero the Geoff philosophy.
Genda galu kuti udziwe mbuye wake.
Exactly. So people think ndikulimbana ndi IMF. Koma ndikulimbana ndi aine yaka IMF.
Okay.
You see? So IMF mukawerenga ma document awazisisi imachudwa the fund. Ndi chithumba. So chithumbacho chinde agenda yake yobweretsera influence ndi control.
Okay.
So chimene mera igwise ntchito chithumbacho ku Malawi would be different when chigwise ntchito ku Lesotho, would be different when chigwise ntchito ku Zimbabwe, because aine yakewo they have different goals for every country. Ku Malawi kuno their goal is the Nyasaland Mineral Charter.
Okay.
So kuli document mene maonetsa every mineral imene pasipanthaka Malawi. Yakale kale. I think anthu amaona so stream ndege kuyenda taija amati kuunikira miyala nzabodza.
Okay.
Imaonikira ma shares. Ikagawanidwe. It already knows what's under.
Kumano kungoona kuti tingagawanidwa.
Demarcation. Makampani awo amaiko mwawo. You see? So strategy wanatenga ndiyo kugwetsa economy yanu. Cholinga choti akadzabwera iwo for those miyalas azapezeke kuti one mulibe ma investor competent enough kuti agule ma shares ma investor anu omwe for chuma nchokugwa mene alili ma billionaire ku Malawi kuno pinga njira you know that person kwacha ili 17 against $1 wina wachokera kunja Paladin Limited or what you call okay, tingoti ma mining company akunja abwera agula $1 million per share. Munthu wakunoko billionaire wakunoko 1,700 apangalezi makwacha angati to match that share. So you see, simukhani ma investor Malawi kunoko. Chachiwiri mukhala ndi ngongole zawo because chuma sichikuyenda bwino, you need their money. You see, now that you need their money, you just mungathe kubweza. They will ask you what you have to offer in return. So system IMF anyake ndi matundu iri tiwati ma bilateral institution mitundu yamba ndi ma creditor amene ajana amene abwera ndi sitoku zangu kupasa chithumba chicha ma politician anosaona mawa amachitenga fango funa manidza anthu imeneyo wangochitenga it's too late one choja chili $. You shall never raise enough dollars
Kuti
mubweze. Never. My economist samati my exports nzabodza zimene zijazi. For you to do my exports competently, industrialization, ufuna so $. To build industries.
Okay.
$. runalibe. Ndo kukongola so enaso. And the payback periods are insane. You see? So my grade akapanga zimene zijazi magwagale in their trap. Then akasabwera ma bearing station achiwiri, my investor woti sangalo zoro factory kuita panga invest chani. Technically system maulemu koma ndi mbava. People who come to take advantage of loan yani kuti abeba minerals. You see? So it's a long game. Koma I'm not interested in these minerals. You see? What I'm interested is mukagwetsa mphamvu yakwa chaicha mwapanga affect chani.
Okay.
Umoyo wa munthu. Kwacha kugwa sigula mankhwala okwanira. Kwacha kugwa silemba anthu ntchito okwanira. Kwacha kugwa silipira masalari okwanira. Kwacha kugwa iwe kana kopanga manage stock ya ma groceries, inflation ikhala yokwera.
But why do they advise us to devalue it?
Okay, they advise to devalue the real agenda. Because the devalue demand is kind of competent to kula ma shares aja. So it's a hidden agenda. In fact, palibe enough free zone yomveka menanga kupatsa to devalue. Amalemba ndi bingo. Amata you should make your exports competitive and bingo matibe ma exports. All the exports you have, they are fixed market. Another ananga mo peza kumuchotsera forex kachali ma systems zawo. So the real reason they devalue is that investor wanu Malawi asatokhala ndi chuma to compete with the investors.
Okay. So this is something that you think because maybe as Africa, as Malawi, we are in a global village. Okay? And it's not just us. You're coming in. How will you make sure kuti mwina kaya IMF ingotisiya kandi kuyuza chilungamo kuti tigwire ntchito limodzi koma tigwirire moti tikondere dziko lathu? What will happen? What will be your strategy on that?
So imachitika the problem is ukatenga action ina yake. People want to understand how that action is leading to the desired result. Unasela kwa chess?
No, I'm not a chess player.
Okay. Ningopasa example ya chess. The first move you make on chess, no matter how good it is, it's not enough to win a game.
Okay.
You see, you have to endure a process of more moves. Buna 60, mpaka nakufika checkmate.
Okay.
So problem is when you later IMF, people say they want to connect that later, that first move to the end game when when you say I want to demonstrate to IMF, they want to see the demonstration connect to the end game. But the first move looks nothing like the last move.
Okay.
Whatever you want a chess board it's so neat, my pieces ikamata, it's chaos. Hey, you see? So the first move doesn't look like the last move. Gomani neyo, I'm willing to endure throughout the whole game mpaka nzapeze the checkmate I need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Malawians, I think, we believe kuti timakhulupirira kuti IMF imabwera kuti pange stabilize economy, mwakuti ma solutions ena amene ukuona iweyo amene umaganizira kuti we can use or maybe we can try as a nation.
I think the problem is where the education system patch. Because those guys, the Namadebasa system, what they did, they made sure they should also train people for us to maintain that system. You see, which one of them is an economist. You see, and I will tell you the solution. There's no solution in fixing an economy.
Okay.
You see, because the economy is the problem.
There is no solution to fix an economy because the economy
is the problem. There's nothing like a good economy.
Okay.
Under an economy, there's a scarcity that is being managed.
Okay.
What's good about scarcity? Even ask people who are studying economics. I was on economics in the study. I'm managing values of scarcity. So scarcity is in so what's good about Njoperewera? In I can tell you the solution in our wealth is removing the economy.
Okay.
So anything chilling inside the economy, join with Jota. Saka in the economy.
Ahobo tiambireso Koma
nazimvako
Unazimvako?
unakama nena kuti economy yendepo mafunika pakhala anthu osauka kwambiri ndi anthu ndi olemeresisa kwambiri. That's the only way economy imayendapo. The moment anthu abalansa kuti anthu ali ma level fana na financially the economy afoil.
Okay.
That's what I heard somewhere.
So what is economy in this context?
Yeah. Kuti imene tikuichosai kuti tikuchosa economy.
Bake define economy.
Okay, so in a setup ya economy akuona zithu ziwiri. Akuona katundu ndi ma services.
Yeah.
You see? So pakwena okhala chinake chikupanga drive anthu kuti apange katundu ndi ma services. Now iweyo you need katundu, you need my services every day. What akusiwa kubweretsa kuno, that's a service. Wasambira sopo, that's a product. You see? That's in a proper economic setup. Koma iweyo so kurupeze ndrama, yogurira that service. Yogurira so that katundu. Nawe so kwena ukhaisa kuti momoso ukupanga mo ndrama yako. Unaso kupanga so product, kupanga so service. So what they do is kuti ziteke this setup. Ikufunika more poor people who have more reasons to show up at a factory ukapanga product. Who have more reasons to show up at a workplace ukapeleka service. You see? So it's driven by lack. Nakuba saka is the system of the economy. So it has to have a lot of tycoons. I mean, very few tycoons, rich people. I mean, they are owning, the factors of production. Kuma ikaindo sawa kambiri opita ukapanga work with the factors of production. In fact, akamapitako na usa makasa nduka factor of production many labor. Now chijambirira they speak about profit. They want to kuti ndrama ija izikandi profit. You see? Now how do they make profit? In an ideal setup we believe kuti ndabanga sweet or it's a 20 kwacha. Ndamugulitsa pa 40 kwacha. Profit yanga 20 kwacha. But no, in a true setup, that profit is exploitation. You have to pay less. You have to pay less. In fact, kabati what to attract investors? What do we say? Timanena kuti we should make sure kuti kunoko labor is cheap. You see? So that labor when is cheap ija. Sikapanga afford mankhwala. Sikapanga afford school ya mwana wao. Sikapanga afford chakudya. That labor that is cheap ija. So it will lack. That poo ya lakija. It's what is giving the more tukuta. Kuda panga produce tukuta rosa pendula. At the same time, that poo mene kupangisa ndrama kind impave, which is leading me to grow second concept economics. Ndrama ikakhala yochuluka imatampavu. That's the concept economics. Imatampavu. So mngena makhala ndrama yochepa.
Izisowa.
Exactly.
Kuti anthu tizithamangira.
But you know why that is very bad? It's because munama kuti kugwira ntchito nkupanga ndrama. So I will tell you, I'll give an example. Ukalima chimanga. Ukolola chimanga, someone says wapanga ndrama. Koma sona panga ndrama. Uli ndi chimanga ulibe ndrama. That chimanga chikuona chikaduse through nsika kuti ukapanga ndrama. Ndikulowetsa third part ya economics which is market. Chikaduse through nsika chikapanga ndrama. Now pansika pali ogula ndi ogulitsa. The nature ansika singasangalatse nonse. Wachigulitsa pa mtengo uri ubwezera ko zonse mtengo wabwino pange profit. Wogula has lost more. Ane kuti ndi inflation. Ndo economy yaipa inflation. Imetu ndandira bazo zakwera mtengo. Munthu uja iwe ukagulitsa less kuti wogula sangalale, you will make a loss. Ndekuti business ija yagwa. Ndekuti mwatsitsa production index. So in economics you are guaranteed it will always go bad. It always go bad. So the problem is timasokoneza economics ili chuma. Even on a translation yake chawena ticha. Economics is chuma. Koma si za chuma. Ndizoperewera.
Economics ndi ina za chuma.
Za chuma so ndi zina. Economics ndizoperewera. It's not za chuma. And in a setup when ndizoperewera, zimene aziperewere the biggest majority. Okay, makutopa example ya sobo. Amune mwakandi sobo ochepa. Mamwika madzi ochepa. So ngati mwindi chuma chochepa machika so kuma families ochepa. Ngati mwindi mwayo wa skulu ochepa muyikaso ku anthu ochepa. Ngati muli ndi ma health systems ochepa mwayikaso ku anthu ochepa. Ngati muli ndi ma zintchito zochepa muzikaso ku anthu ochepa. So that's the concept. Scarcity is the pool, is the strength. Look what's the last example. Okay, so mama sina baki kafe buzo kufusa mafusa. Kuri ndi baki kafe kwa nungo baki summarize. And bege lungo bege example ya item. Manifesto yao inali 1 million jobs. And aisala sangala. Utalemba zilonda 1 million. You have created 1 million jobs, you know. Unemployment yat. Ilivobe. Utalemba as puts 1 million. Wapangakira 1 million jobs. Unemployment yat. Ilivobe. So when it comes to jobs, we think we can create them. That's not true.
Okay.
We can never create jobs. Jobs are always there. I know when we organize factors of production, we feel like we have created a job. We have just demarcated job descriptions.
Okay.
Look, what's example? At your workplace, okay, kunyumba kwanu. Kuli ntchito ya housemaid. Azikulopa zisoka mbaya. Kuli ntchito ya mulonda masana. Kuli ntchito ya mulonda madzulo. Kuli ntchito ya driver. Azikasiya madam ku saluni. You see? Kuli ntchito ya chef. Aziphika. Ntati mpira kunyumba kwako sindikapeza anthu 5. And the only reason is ulibe masalary yao. So it's never the lack of jobs. It's the lack of salaries.
No, that argument is true. That argument is
then
true.
Why are you lacking salaries? Remember you printed it ndama yochepa. Kuli kaini mphavu. We pay people with enough salaries. So if there are enough jobs but there's no enough money printed.
Okay. I hear you, Dennis. Convincing answers as always. But I wanted to understand the alternative where versus economy. Worth. Are you defining it as worth in this context?
I call it the system of abundance.
The system of abundance. I love that word, abundance. How are you handling the market? Because the market has always, from this context, is demand and supply. How are you, when everyone has it, then what is happening? Because our minds are locked in the demand and supply.
Okay, but when we talk about abundance, it doesn't mean everyone has it.
Okay.
When we talk of abundance, we mean everyone will have it when he needs it. Okay. You see? So, on the market, the problem is with the demand and supply. The demand and supply concept was created by economics. But the problem on the market is that instead of products and services to have value, money is one having value.
Okay.
You see, one of these ones I'm a guest IMF also. You know these people they're working for the US Treasury, they're working for the World Bank, and they have a system called the Keynes Plan. So Keynes Plan says we need an allowable compromise. Okay, I have all these books. I'll share you. They say we need an allowable compromise to put in money. So the allowable compromise they did, money had 3 functions. The first function was to be in between when we were exchanging goods and services. But it was not the good. It was not the service. In Kichwa can say, imeno kala nkhala pakati po sintana katundu. Koma yoyo sinali katundu. So the first allowable compromise they made, ndrama ichanesa ndisa katundu. So they created the financial market. Magulitsana ndrama icha. You see? I'm trying to read you kuna we can see. The second function of money was to measure your worth. So you have to say, how do you define the value of this condenser here? India 1 million, India 2 million. So the function of money was to measure the worth, but money was not the worth. Money is not the condenser. But when you say condenser India 2 million, it's worth the 2 million. Again, but the 2 million is not the condenser. But they made the 2 million the condenser by putting it again, by money market. The last thing the function of money was to store value. So it's all the time you want to let go. Sometimes you want, after your sweat has been paid, you have to store the value. So you can say, I'm worth 3 billion, I'm worth because of the amount of money you have stored the value. But money is not the value. But they gave money the value. Now the problem of giving money value is that you can devalue. Yeah. So we're complaining of devaluation, not because we have devalued it. We're complaining of devaluation because in the first place, we gave it what? We gave it value.
Yeah.
Now imagine when that money took the value from the goods and the services on the market, what will happen when it's losing value or when it's gaining value? That's the pull and the push effect.
Yeah.
Now we are bringing that to the demand of something. Okay, let me. Okay, I should go now extra level, right? Just an extra inch or not a level. You may think
Extra inch. Okay.
Yeah,
Go deep.
just that's an extra inch. Now at the market there, it's not the demand yachinivechukufunikira, or the supply yamechapezekera. It's about kumapeto kwambirira kuja. There was never enough money to produce that thing in the demand imene mafunikira and in the supply imene mafunikira. So when you're on the market, it's too late already.
Okay.
And this thing, an economist can not let you get away with it. Trust me.
Ndiza deep kwambiri.
Okay, is that typical kwa anthu mwina
Surface, right?
economics and mwina they have this kind of thinking.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you from where we're sitting. Kuti ma economic activities ambiri specific for countries amakonda kuenda under capitalist economies. Of course then China, which is what? Communist and whatever. What you are proposing within this global economic dispensations.
So these academicians have done a very good job, guys, in disseminating the wrong information. There is nothing like a communist or a capitalist. No one should lie to you. There are people searching. There are people searching for a living.
Yeah.
There are people who already have it.
Yeah.
But in a capitalist setup, okay, I should start with the communism setup. In a communism setup, we claim kuti chuma sichikandi anthu, chuma kandi boma.
Yeah.
But it's not true. In a communist setup, the owners of chumao are permanent.
Okay.
I'll give an example. Asha, kulima oligarchs, ku China kulimati poto bureau. So the families amene chuma jana chitenga, kumanda permanent, they shall never change hands. So that's communism.
Okay.
It's not chuma currently
boom.
It's having permanent cartels.
I mean, akusunga
chumacho. In capitalist, the cartels are temporary. So little Bill Gates is on top.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg, Linaro, Elon Musk. So there's never capitalism, there's never communism. They're just permanent cartels and
Okay, I feel like you've done your due diligence in research, and Mag asked a question, where has this worked? I've seen this working in the Great Babylon, and you are a scholar, you must have come across it. So in the Great Babylon was now people like you imparting knowledge to the city so that it develops. Now you are coming in at a time where the city has already been there. Now you have to implement. And there's a saying, I freed 1,000 slaves and I could have freed 10,000 more, only if they knew they were slaves. So yes, you have a solution that you have for the people. IMF, education and everything. But now, what's your plan of transitioning? Because now you are trying to free 1,000 more slaves that don't know that they're slaves. You are now trying to implement something that the people don't think they need, because you talked about Bingo Mtalika. He came with zero deficit budget.
Yeah.
Before the international community fought him, it was us who fought him.
Yeah.
Because we now didn't know the extent of the mess we are in. So in your philosophy and everything, I feel like you have it intact. But now what's your Q plan now? Because the only problem is not the problem we are facing, it's also us, because these are generational things, the way we have seen things. And it has taken you time to see the world the way you see it. Now, what's the execution plan? In the Great Babylon, we had the rich men that were teaching the young men and everyone.
But now, how do you transition? Because you don't change something overnight.
Yeah, you have to convince us first before even the IMF.
So the implementation of it, lest the IMF doesn't even fight you, it's the people that you're trying to save that will turn against you. And we have seen that in history in a couple of times.
So yeah, like it's a very, very big, it's a great question for me. And I would lie to you if I said I figured it out fully. You know, you should look at me like a father who was passing by the bush and saw the daughter, Mwanaganka's getting raped. You know, is getting raped by a gang of men who are armed to the tooth. You know, and it's obvious this father has little chances of overpowering them. But as a father, do you think he will run kilometers away to police and come back when the girl has already been raped, or is willing to start something and just fail in the way? So I wish I shouldn't fail, but the chances of failure being much doesn't stop me. Because I'm not a gambler, you know. A gambler won't press a bet when the stakes are high or the odds are high, you know. But me, I'm not a gambler. I'm not doing this because the stakes are high, I in my favor. I'm doing this because it needs to be done. I always tell people, we're about to go away fully at sorry for another day, or maybe if you ask us to go. Yeah, but I was saying, if people don't show up, I'll be sad. But people not showing up will not stop me from showing up.
Okay.
Because I'm not fighting because I have enough soldiers. I'm fighting because there's a battle. You see? So that's a very great concern for me. I'm afraid Malawians will never understand. I'm afraid maybe even if we brought the change after getting power, they'll never sustain. But I'm trying. I do public lectures. I attend podcasts like this. I'm trying to leave a lot of information as much as possible. And I believe if we got power, we could do the fixing talker. But the bad part is after leaving power, people who to sustain now. So I have that great plan of the education system, you know, and we have our political philosophy has three things. The last thing is sustainable future. So we're creating foundations to limit how much damage can be done in the building process, you know, because I always believe this: if you left a 5-bedroom foundation, someone who comes with more bricks will be forced to make a 5-bedroom house, right? We are trying to do that for the kids to come, you see. And people say, you're campaigning on social media. And I say, no, I'm not using social media for campaign. I'm using social media as a book, a database. Someone will watch this podcast. Hey, 50 years from now, he's stranded. And we say, come on, They say, oh, we missed it up. Hey, it's like I've left a book, you know, a guideline. That's about the damage. So social media for me is like a database. You know, yeah. So we'll do our part, man. We'll do it to our level best.
Okay. And I'll before you come in, Henry, I like how you are honest about. At some point, you said, "I don't think I figured it out completely."
Yeah,
I like that honesty. Because I think in every politician that comes in, they have figured it out. But my life is not linear like that. We have so many questions.
Yeah.
But for people, I'll still use the same metrics. I still believe the world is built on systems that are comfortable with the way things are.
Yeah.
Any thought that comes to the contrary is fought with every effort there.
Yeah, true.
And for you to come with different thoughts of how things would work, I would love to see a place where these models could be tested.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it can be tested in one district, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Because if it would work, maybe that's a solution for smaller economies that cannot compete with the bigger economies that are always benefiting on us, because by virtue of us being smaller, they take advantage of us and they make a lot of money with us through our resources and so forth. And we have never seen a model that is working. When you go and you look at development and you look at it, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Zamba kuyenda. When you start thinking about it, other countries that kind of close, So I'll talk about so many things like even digital. Digital, digital titamange. Other countries that we're talking about is that digital. Artificial intelligence. Oh, hey, let's pick up. The ones that are having advantage. Now it pains me because I think we don't have what we call a contextual solution.
Yeah.
Maybe yours is, but the fight I have with your thoughts is the problem of how do we reconcile this in this global village, in courts, where some of these ideas, they thrive more. And you said the biggest problem is people that are bound, alimugoli, I feel for you. I feel for you because I know it's like
Yeah.
and everyone is like, no. Maybe you have a solution of a century.
Yeah.
Maybe you're misunderstood. How do you feel? How do you sleep at night?
It's a bother. And people around me, I think, will tell you, I got days without eating properly. I got days without having proper sleeps, and I feel good. The enemies of this nation are working a triple shift in destroying it, and we are working a single shift to fix it. And the workers who are working a triple shift in destroying the nation are more as we are working a single shift to fix the Jepa. So my favorite status is always Munda Guranchiro but yeah.
What is in this is Mundu movie that YMF Mudin Hanyodan?
So YMF
is it Ndudi?
YMF?
Yeah. Mademo?
Yeah, sort of. Kumatuka pereka madandaulo atu.
Okay.
Not madandaulo chabe, madandaulo napatsa kuma ma demands. Because pali ma demands atatu apetu kupereka. Which I know the end goal is what we need. So first, tukayuza IMF kuti choseri Gomani. IMF malamulo a dziko lapansi anayipatsa chitetezo.
Okay.
Kuti isimayipiritsidwe ku court. Amatiri Gomani.
Okay.
So
akozo basically ndo bala muna bena bande kumasmungade ngere.
Exactly. So you begin to wonder what these people awuvanga jani, you see. Of course, so tukufuna kuti agosiri Gomani yawo. Ineyo personally ndikuona kuti pazina zake zene tukwena tuwatengere ku court.
Zona nachita kumala.
Zona nachita kumala kunoko and have evidence for that. And fake makatanga chapedu malembera mucha iwanja amathawa kwambiri kuzama zoti munthu amene walemba ichichi
yes got a case
waona chakuti you see Malawi kuwerenga kata chathonga kati likata chabe koma ayimefaka werenga mazoti munthu uyu ndicho jana chiona eti so kufuna kutseri Gomani chachiwiri tofuna kuti atipatse list yonse ya ma bilateral investor.
Okay.
Nasamana kuti akutsogera bilateral investor so akulu my investor ndi atiwo tichuleni every single company mene investor yanu and so far zakakhala kunozi abanga invest mujani because in my theories sima investor ndakuba ana kama investor bweza kutozera factory yo you see so tufuna apereke have my end goal nwanga like my fee they kwa all the fields the innocent it's just simple angopereka list yo.
Okay.
Chomaliza atirole auze reserve bank kuti akufuna ngongole zawo sitabwezere koma makwacha.
Okay.
Chifukwa kuti amakana ndalama yathu kulandira makwacha athu. The reason amakana nchifukwa cha ndalama ichana tamphavu.
Okay.
Ndiyo panda mphavu. Kwa hiyo nchizude useless. Koma saiwale kuti ndiwo anaithetsa mphavu. Fanka zoti ipange divale. So ifeyo titakuiza ndalama yothetsedwa mphavu yo kumawiza moyo mwathu. Kumayo sangaira ndiye oyigwesa mphavu aliwo.
But tabwezera bwanji kwacha tabwereka dola.
Okay, aneka exchange rate. So like exchange rate. So exchange rate you can exchange.
Okay.
You see, kuma we claim it's an exchange rate. Tima get some power of exchange rate yo. They tima zakana to exchange. Does it make sense?
Okay, no, it doesn't. I see.
Yeah.
I hear this argument. I hear this argument. Kuma you are fighting a system.
Yeah.
You may do which with matrix here. Good evening, Nabanga form. The world is run by people. Of course, someone told me crazy revelation that I started thinking, good old zonad, you know the world is run by families. It's family E, family E, family E. And once you start seeing that, you're like, these are power families that are running my industries.
Pharmaceutical industries.
Family na my family is
Yeah.
Talk of fashion.
13.
Oh.
Okay.
So, but my families are many of them run these things. And I don't think they are ready to lose power. So when people listen to stuff like this, they're like, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Because they don't know what goes beneath this. They are comfortable to be within the system. And the system meaning cover to a way that they think freedom is a waste.
Yeah.
I get you. But every time I think about it, and then most of the people I was indicating, I'm a olita tipula chantundu wanchi kuchoka tilipati katita tani katita lima katata siziteka. The only way to break from this system is to go through unconventional routes. And then conventional routes in this context, in this definition I'm putting, is breaking from this matrix system that has made it like this. But I'll tell you for sure, people that have gone this way have died, man. And I'm not scaring you, but I want to go personal with you.
Yeah.
People who have gone this route in history, who have questioned these families, who have questioned the status quo, have not lived for so long. Doesn't scare you, man?
Not really.
do you think maybe the people that have come into the system running the government previously, or like my African countries, the same thing that is happening here, do you think they don't know all these things, or maybe they're just afraid to make a move?
Okay, so it's the same thing I asked you about the daughter being raped on the Chile. If it's your daughter, you still pass by, even if you have so little chances of surviving that. If it's not your daughter, utawa.
Okay.
There, you see. So those leaders they're talking about are the citizens.
Yeah.
Are they? Are we their daughter?
Okay.
Gavana, the daughter of our neighbor. You see. So don't assume that I'm naive about what I'm facing, because I've seen it firsthand. Each time you come back, if people follow me, people are observing and reporting on me. I have so many pictures, people who are Litete, Maspaina, Malawi Anzatu, Maspaina, Agwembase. So don't think I'm naive about the challenge. The death part doesn't scare me. I think my biggest fear is that people not realizing their power. You see, he just said their families. You see, and he's right. That the Kaferas, the road guards are telling you, the Poto Bureau people. Poto Bureau is 10 generals from China and their families. They're rich forever, And civil power, guys, never underestimate civil power. And there's a system already created to suppress civil power. You see, but they give consequences to the one who starts. Have you noticed, Scotty? Everyone who has fought starts being peaceful and ends being violent. Look at Mandela, a civilized guy. Thought maybe if he studied law, he would make policies, But later, he went to be a soldier. Do you know Mandela went in Ethiopia to train? Do you know? Mandela went to become a full-time soldier in Ethiopia. People don't speak about this. George becomes, I'm a pastor, I'm what. In the end, it starts a war. There are so many examples of those people. The medical doctors, they've done that and they became rebels. Because people from the beginning, they're delusional and they're brainwashed. They think it's a system that it respects documents. It's a statute. But no. Behind every statute, there's an enforcer. Behind every enforcer, there's a gun. You see? So I'm not naive about what I've passed through, but death might not be my biggest fear. I don't think you will live 200 years. No. I don't even think you will live 150 years.
No,
so
I hear you, I hear you, Guti, you are bored like this. You have a woman in your life?
Yeah, I have a woman.
A wife or a girlfriend?
A fiancée.
Okay. What does she say about your boldness?
Okay, so as I always said that I plan years ahead. Like I can.
So yeah, you saw the
By the time I approached her, I told her everything about these days when people couldn't even see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's someone whom, if you asked, she'll tell you whatever you're passing through now. Years, you know. So even people close to me, they'll tell you that. So I think when she was coming in, she had accepted the fate already. You know, because I never hate to her, told her, hey, my life in there's this risk. Dating me, you're a potential widow, like 99%. You see?
No, I know. I hear you, man. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Henry, that is who is there. My guys are looking. My guys already. They know. Kuti we've been raped by the system.
Yeah.
We've been abused, and they know what. If we have to break out, it won't be through this. It won't be through brand deals and whatever. We know this money is not going to be enough if you even save us.
Yeah.
We have to go unconventional. We go to Peter Wunchito not because they know what they will actually survive. They know it's just one of those things. Some part of the system that was designed for me. But we stay quiet.
Yeah.
We comply because we're afraid of things that we know would happen to you.
Yeah.
If you go and check history, you find people like you are like people that, you know what happened? Was that Socrates or somebody, that philosopher, who people stoned because I think about praying to these gods, and he was like, guys, we can't do this. This is just a stone. Blah, blah. Started reasoning with people, and people said, I know you look at yourself as a sacrificial lamb towards this, and when anything would happen to you, people go back to these episodes. People write books about you. How do you sleep at night, man?
How do I sleep at night? I think something bothering my sleep is the situation on the ground, right? That we need to do something about it. Not much on the consequences of doing something about it. Trust me, I've made peace with my fate, if any fate would happen, right? Okay, like I'm being very honest, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
And don't assume that I've tried to prepare. I've prepared, you know. I don't think taking out a person like me is very easy as it looks, you know. You look at me, I'm here. You say no security, but the fact that you can't see the security should tell you that
president,
right? So I'm an advanced person, and God has played his part.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's that easy, and I've survived so much. It's just that I don't actually go on the podium and say I'm afraid because it's feedback also to the one who tried. I would rather have the one who tried to testify. Okay. You know.
Yeah. Okay, I think Bridget is coming in. Do you pray?
Yeah, I pray a lot.
Which church?
I believe where 2-3 have gathered is a church. I don't believe in
so
institutions.
you don't like this.
My fellowship, eh?
Whatever you can call it, but
okay.
Where 2-3 have gathered.
I know Bridget is coming on this, but I wanted to ask you a series of quick questions. I know you do karate, right?
Yeah.
And it has been one of your signature. Was that intentional? You knew what's going to happen, so you wanted to defend yourself?
Yeah, I think there's nothing I've done in my life that was just, I can get everything. I've given myself every preparation, both spiritual, physical, and mental. Yeah, I do 3 things which I feel stimulates all these areas. Yeah, it's just karate, it's martial arts. Martial arts is my physical part. Yeah. And I meditate a lot, the word of God. Yeah. It's my spiritual part. And I do a lot of chess, like it's my mental part. But great. I don't feel there's enough protection you can give yourself from these forces. Yeah. These people have killed Gaddafi. Yeah, they've done it. A soldier with soldiers, his sons, commanders, you know. Yeah, but all I can tell you is we should be willing to do the best we can. Yeah.
Blage, what's the question?
I just wanted to commend you for what you're doing. You are kind of like reminding me, or you are putting me in the historical setting. Yeah, nthawi ya ajina talk of ajina Kanyama Chiume, ajina Otto Njirwa, coming of course Kamuzubanda later on in the years. kuti these guys were very patriotic, which is a spirit imene amalawi ambiri timasoyekera. I feel like panopo every man is for himself, for themselves.
Yeah.
Alesa wapanga za yeye ni familia yake. So zimene zachuluka kunjako zimene timaziona ndi zimene zonso. But you seem to be very different. And kukuona kuti ndiwe munthu wokuti ukuvomereza za mantha munati bwanje mantha alipo.
Yeah, it's true. I like the honesty in that part.
Yeah. You are also like he says, you are a very honest man. So mwina kapena you being a Christian, you've heard about nkhani ya mantha yokuti angelo amata akatulika kwa munthu amamuza kuti usakhale ni mantha because amadziwa zokuti sangaitenge message chamoyenera chanchani. Would I say kuti it's also kind of like the same thing kuti mantha umasaika kai aside for you to be able to perform?
I think mantha samajoka. It's just that mantha they're not enough to stop me, because everything I'm afraid of chapio sono. I don't feel good. Okay, I look at what I want to achieve for a lot of people, and it doesn't justify failing to do that to save the life of one person. Like I also train martial arts, right? I train people martial arts. When I train people martial arts, I've noticed that there are two types of teachers. The first teacher who want you to remove fear. You see, my teaching methods ask my students. I encourage them to keep fear. Okay. Because fear is a highest level of caution, and it makes you prepare adequately. Second, it gives you adrenaline. When I was training, I think I made the mistake of eliminating fear. Now I'm speaking about fighting now, like martial arts, right? And what I realized is each time I'm fighting with someone, adrenaline doesn't come. So I'm at a disadvantage, So I'm telling you, fear is good. Exactly, you see?
It's true.
Yeah, so trust me. Fear is there, but no regrets.
Okay. And I hear him. I've watched my lectures. I've seen you present in different places, sharing these ideas. I look at people that you are talking to, the system we now panga ingaf.
Yeah.
The sense of freedom is when they have a better job. The sense of freedom for them is when they get a better deal today, not knowing what that deal is that money is just gonna go into this whole capitalist economy, and they won't be able to sustain it because the systems that are there were planted for them to capture whatever money that you make from wherever you make it for them, and you remain with nothing. I look at you with the boldness to speak about these things. It's like a modern day prophet, who is speaking about doom, and everyone else thinks, what does success look like to you?
I think success to me is making your days on earth count, and I think every day I measure my success on how much I haven't compromised. Now, I'm glad we are speaking about fear, because part of the compromise I always count is also being afraid to do something because you are scared. Be failing to do something because you are scared. Yeah. For me, success is making every day count, and not making it count for you, but counting for the rest of the people. There are some concepts on earth. People believe in things like happiness, and I don't believe in such a concept. Okay, hear me out, Papa. I believe in joy. Okay. Yeah, I believe in joy is above pleasure. You see, and for me, joy, people who never live for others, they will never find the joy. Yeah, they will try to accumulate a lot of pleasure as much as possible, but they'll still remain empty. Yeah, so for me, success is that.
Because you know what, the reason why we've dwelt much on this, it's because we might have shared the same thing. Because I think munomu mazaza madandaulo kwambiri ndi ma solution amene tikwadziwa komano to take the step to do the job. I've been meeting anthu angapo pakatipa. Okay? How can we change this? How can we do this? How can we do this? I'm telling you, I've been receiving phone calls and all that. But when I go back, I'll see my little boy running over there. I'll see my little kamwana kangobalo kumene kakutani because choyambirira mwina si IMF mwina si koma pali ena akamene akudziwa kuti mafuta athu ndi awawainde koma mwina we are not ready, so we have to stop amene akutani amene akuyambisa kuti tikhale tiyambise zimene zozo, you get it, eh? So in the first place it's not like kuti mufikire kuti mwangoyambana ndi anthu ena akakunja yayi alipo ma gatekeepers
exactly
pa Malawi pomwe pano. Okay, amene mwina amakhanga tika agwisidwa ntchito and all that. So if I say we're just amazed by the courage chifukwa yake is to get amafusa apopo kuti ndifuna ndivese kuti wechikulimbisa mtima ndi is this the martial arts part, is this the spiritual part,
maybe ulimi futi on the army
but china chake chimene because this is something that we all know.
Everyone is angry, man. Everyone is angry.
You get it? But to have the courage of like
standing up,
going into the like the jungle, facing them, it's something else that man.
Is there anyone behind you? Do you have a support? A certain group of people, maybe.
So I think I've learned the hardest way one period. And there's a lot of anger. And anger ijathawisokoneza ndi commitment.
Okay.
And there's a lot of zeal. Zeal ijathawisokoneza ndi willingness. Anthu aja. Then there's a lot of passion for the country uthawisokoneza ndi love.
Okay.
So I've learned it the hard way. Some have passion for the country, but they don't have love. Because the love for the country, imaoneka with sacrifice. I put a status, I think last year, at Hamaibanga Secret Banova. Don't tell me how much you love the country. Tell me how much you're willing to sacrifice. Because the amount of your sacrifice is equivalent to the amount of love. You see? And it's not like I judge people who are failing to sacrifice. No, I know it's hard. For someone who is sacrificing, I know it's hard. Like
because I think if you meet someone like me and we are arguing on why is it that I'm not going like full throat on those people, I will tell you, hey, bruh, maybe I have kids, maybe you don't have kids.
And I will understand you.
You get it, eh? I'll be like, bruh, I have a wife, maybe you don't have like
and I will understand
something
you.
like that. You get it, eh?
I will understand
but
you.
It's not that I don't love my country, bruh.
You love your country,
You love your country,
Like,
but you don't love it more than your wife and the kid.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's okay.
Bruh.
Okay, guys.
Okay, but okay. I think we've talked much on this, and tukuyamikira say iweyo kulimba mtima kwa we tiri kumbuyo kwako loki.
Meze ni makala.
Makala zote tiri
Like,
kumbuyo
I always
kwako.
tell people, don't text me say we are behind you, we are supporting you. You are not. If I don't see you in the Kabwe station, because I was fighting MF, you're not behind me. And I always say also, not that good. I'm disappointed as I said in my verse. I always say good. If you're not showing up,
You're not behind.
You're not the support.
Okay. So I said, Denis, iwe ndi wachinyamata.
Okay, china say magana. And magana ukambia na my ideas.
Okay.
Hey, because they remember, hey, I've listened to you. You're brilliant. Tikumani. I said, aye. You see, akurumiza chiparagraph. Kutwalize muzatere. Ukhethinda sizatere. Like you are
minister do.
You're assuming kuti anthu anakanika change because they're not brilliant. Guys, anthu apangalani dziko lawo pata magali moto. Hey, you guys, you have an advantage. With Wi-Fi. Hey, you have magets. People have learned countries successfully. Alibe magets. Alibe magali moto. Are you sure you're intelligent than them? No. Why didn't they not experience change? Because change does not come with great ideas. Change comes with sacrifice. And the price of change, guys, the full price of change is sacrifice. And we have been sold a lie thinking good brilliance is what brings change. In here, the cinema I'm brilliant, I know it. If you listen to me, Kwambiri, you can see good I'm not speaking intelligence. I'm speaking concern. What makes me sound the way I sound? see what I see. It's because when I was looking at a person, Nazika in his shoes, and not because I was intelligent, imitating no, it's because no, mwita ripoli sei yakaoneka bwanji pa blanket la muntu mwita ripoli sei yakaoneka bwanji mpale mwake you see mwita ripoli sei yaoneka bwanji musapato imene mwana akakuvala ku school you see that so when I was looking at the mwita ripoli I was not looking at it with intelligence, I was looking at it with the love I had for that person. You get it? Yeah.
Okay, I see. So I was saying kuti iwe ndi muntu wa Nyamata. I don't know kuti nkhani zako zo fight kuti whether you can be allowed to be a president at your age and all that. Panali nkhani imene because the law requires kuti muntu ukhale ndi zaka 35, right? To be a president. Are you fighting for that?
Yeah, fighting for that.
Okay. What's the fight like? What's the response so far?
Okay, the response is very bad.
Okay.
We have been going there, parliament, they've given a set of procedures. Now it's Satirause. And the last procedure was Tipeke, Bank present Amadian public petition. And I and the public petition nature, Kungo Kalira.
Okay.
You see? Tilapita kwa banka pressurize anango ikana kuika order paper and we said my reasons ataika mukarata kata inabwera masete satatu sina peke reason iliyose.
Okay.
So we want to exhaust all the legal options as quickly as possible before we jump into the civil options.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So imene ndio TC kaeba mbali.
Yeah.
But you're fighting it.
Yeah, we're fighting. In fact, even leo in any stakeholders meeting, na police army, you know, because it was pite ku parliament konko. But they said for some reason they said pite ku PC. Ata ku PC afuna kuma inafe. But you wonder all those years. I mean it ma vutika parliament kuja PC anali kutiko. Now because I'm taking a civil action now, they won't look interested. But tipita tikamva kuti.
Isi kufanana ndi ina yake ya HB Ridge. Yeti muntu akafika zaka zakuti mwina asakhale president.
So yeah,
kapena mukumenyera limozi.
Imene jai so that
mumenya mosiyana.
And in fact inachuka imene jai for anthu akaenda ama resources. I always say kuti parliament kuja my politicians are corrupt for jayo chimateka chimapita patali kuma zaifeo the commoners sizimateka. And so if you build table kale and timakamba kuti atsitse zaka kuti imire nawo tungufuna inclusion
iwo akufuna so inclusion kuma atakula
kumano
kuti
okay if you don't mind anthu okula kupita pa ballot
you don't mind
because ineyo amale akavote guys ngifaka makavota akale ndi yayi Denis Mahata ni mwana silimvotera ulipita mthaika ndokalamba silimvotera kuma kuvota musambe ku parliament kuti Denis Mahata saimire ndi mwana you understand
No, Denis. You say kulantana kama khalo kalamba kwambiri. Okay, for being young, but understand kulantana kama khalo kalamba kwambiri. Muntu ukalamba ukuthi cognitive ability zake sali bwino. There has to be a benchmark. When years I don't have a problem with years. I have a problem with the psychological positioning. Anthu ena kama khala kuti kumona munthu huyo wafika tupoti basi. Kanga ti cognitive ability yake ija ililowa kwambiri wafika pokhala ngati mwana. Tisamulole munthu amene oja kuima foti ali ndi chuma ku nyumba kwake ndi anthu angomvotera kena kwafika webaja asilamulira ndi anthu eno fati yeyo.
And the constitution is very clear on incapacitation.
Kuma
incapacitation means you win itakupeza at 60 years.
Yes.
Itakupeza at 80 years. So you are still not drawing the line on age. You are still looking into zwenzo kuchitikazo kupanga deciders.
People do those. Do people undergo that kind of cognitive test? Kuti tiziwedi kuti munthu ali bwino. I think because I don't think people like Raschikomeni would pass through that cognitive test.
I don't know. We shouldn't be prejudiced.
I would assume. But I'm trying to be amenity now. I'm not going to Zipani. Navasa Japan is like a stick and Anna Kajan. I'm like, guys, come on.
Get a project.
Get a project in a Yagu.
You said.
Come on. All I'll say is, I think age to see up, cognitive ability has to be part of how you measure muntu kuti ali bwino.
Exactly.
Kuti akafika age na yake kuti wafika 90 koma ali bwino, let's leave him.
Exactly.
Koma also mwana atakato ndo chipera 18 koma brilliant timpase mpata koma timucheke cognitive ability.
Yeah, true.
Asakhale muntu openga.
Exactly.
Akhale wabwino.
Because ena akozokhala ndi they can argue kuti no tikamanena 35 timafunika kuti mukhale mwakhwima bwinobwino so they will say kuti mwina that cognitive mu size ya mwina ka 31 32 mwina upezeka zoti walephera ka test kamene kacha chifukwa kuti akutengera kuti mwina simunakhwimisisa and all that. So it's important kuti we can be measuring in that way kuti chabwino nzeruzo zilipo inde kumatate ndiyeze kuti muli psychologically are you in a space whereby you can lead, okay? Mwina ena so akozomaka ndi argument ona kuti Denis ndi mwana amene uchapala ena ako amene akuntuma amene akusatani ndi amene azakhala akulamulira iyeyo basi mixing fun azakhala akungomuza zani amuza zochita ngini ngati mene chaya. So I think it's important as Geta said kuti at least pakhalibe kanjira ina yake kuti tikozoma sefa osati kusefa nzeru komano kungosefa amene chifukwa cha size ya munthuyo
munthu ndi munthu
pa level imeneyo. So I was asking kuti iweyo ngati wachinyamata ifeyo achinyamata tili mplani yako tikuseweza bwanji mplani yako ukamationa kuti iweyo as a president ifeyo achinyamata utiganizira motani ndizosiyana zimene ena mwina akhala kumatiuza kapena zina ena amakhala kutiuza.
Ndi vuto la population demographics ya ku Malawi anyamata ndi ambiri. Ndi ifo anyamata ndi ambiri aliyese amangofuna that population ziwathekere. I think imona how even the president anapanga react kwambiri ni masona for the youth acha anaona kuti is beginning to lose the confidence of the youth. Aliyese politician amaopa in line of losing population of youth. Kumano you have to understand this so kuti anthu ambiri amene amati achinyamata this achinyamata that they afuna kuyuza achinyamata. You see, and ineyo I would assure you, first of all, I'm not contesting funding wa achinyamata. I'm contesting because ndinima solutions amene ena walibe.
Okay,
as simple as that. You have to understand.
I get it.
And you also okay. You want to speak, guys?
No. It's a good point, and I don't want us to miss that part. Because you've said, "Would you have a solution?" Even I don't know whether you will be happy to share it. I wanted kuda kupasa mpata. Could you can sell us? The dream. I know you have said it several times. You haven't said it here. So I want you to sell us so you can break it down based on I have this. I have this. You know, I'm a big believer. Antona got to idea but you're the best executor.
Exactly.
That no one can replace that execution energy. Wherever you got that idea, that's where the energy comes from. So when you are responding to Izaji Nyamatazi, can you just also take time to give us your offer? It's a very important one.
All right. So the video is like I'll get there. So sinu kupanga contest for the Noja Mara. No banga contest for the Nima solutions have been brought on Alibe. You see? Chajuiri. I don't believe kuti dukupanga tako mavuto achinyamata. Nimamva ambia kama mpaka miskoti. Pesa ndo nyamata. Apanga tako mavuto achinyamata acha. Nobanga tako mavuto Malawi. Achinyamata walimuti alimomo. Chomaliza. I don't subscribe kundichura president wa achinyamata. Kundichura president candidate I'm okay. Kwa presidential candidate wa achinyamata I'm not okay. Unless akabwera ajamu zachula kuti presidential candidate wachikulire.
Okay.
Because each time we start attaching age ya munthu wang'ono ku leadership ndi stereotype. Chakupangisa nchani kuti mune kuti president wachinyamata yeti achikulire simakamba president wachikulire. You see, in if I'm here but also president candidate apo presidential candidate
you are all president.
We are presidential candidates. You see that and mavuto achinyamata ndi mavuto sali yese. Amwene wachinyamata akamasowa fees kupole maya keso ali sleepless night. So achinyamata akamasowa ntchito unemployment guardian wake so ngono wake amene amadalira atola zani pa fees kumasowa achinyamata agogo wake. You see, so mavuto nda Malawi basi. He spoke about my solution art. So if we wrote our political philosophy for 8 years. 8 years of constant meditation and coming back to the drawing board. program even here 5 hours it wouldn't be enough for me to exhaust. What I always do, I try to summarize.
Yeah, summarize it for
I try to summarize. So I always encourage kuti ngatibali vuto inage crucial. Imene ni maliona kuti asogolaika nika. Just go direct to that problem. Kuti kodi ichi musachitani. It even save us more time.
Okay.
As I said, I don't believe in manifesto.
Okay.
Because manifesto is pre-promising a solution. Yet a problem can change. Munamva magaya wana promise ntchito fertilizer for 5, you know, and the atakanika nakamba kuticha anakamba kunali nkhondo ya Ukraine, kunali COVID. You see, I'm not saying kuti sinu kwa blame. What you have to understand is time nakapanga promise anasa na ikone crisis. You see, so a manifesto lichinthu chosadalirika chifukwa kuti mavuto amene ali kudza tsogolere suna adziwa. Koma a philosophy ili ngati formula imene masanduka mogwirizana ndi funso. So funso ngati ili ya quadratic equation formula imazasanduka. Ngati funso ili ya simultaneous equation formula imazasanduka. Ngati funso ili ya geometry you see formula imasanduka. Ili ya fluid mechanics formula imasanduka. So that's how I believe in the philosophers. Ngamakamba kichana nakamba kaima chikamba chikombole. So what you have to understand is mukufuna njerwa ya specific umwiza kai 2 inches umwiza kali 4 breadth za kali makoti. You see njera imene yoyo poisovera sipa uvuni ai poisovera ndipo khoma chikombole. Kapenta akakhomadi ya 4 inch umu 6 njera imene ijai alesa amene ayike matope mmene muja akakhuthula izikatuka njera iti olwataledzera weka matopeyo. You see so as a leader umakhoma chikombole. Malo players osintha dziko ndi ambiri koma akaenda mu chikombolecho malizati ali guaranteed because the president at the state house he can never be mu 5002 centers pakamodzi koma kuli ma DC akuta kuli manesi akuta kuli ma sports akuta kuli police akuta. So to bring change you are sharing work ku anthu but you are sharing them with power. But what they will use that power to achieve the work kuti the formula determines the result. You see, so I know I'm a keen follower of a philosophy. And that's the part imene nimona kuti antambira mangari ndaperewera because they have no idea. You can't limit how many njera zizatuluke. You tongwasira anthu zikombole. You understand it? So if you chikombole chathu njani zitu zitatu key 1 ndi prosperity. Za chuma cha anthu chuma cha dziko. And I believe kuti formula za chuma ndi financing models. So philosophy yathu pali zitatu ndingozikamba na model yake mwachangu changu pali prosperity pali sovereignty pali sustainable future. Kuzitatu zonsezi kuli maefo atatu. Prosperity if we are financing. Sovereignty if we are fighting. Osalumatenga mikondo lizibana kachalaye koma we are fighting for a global space. How we are respected by global position. Chachitatu sustainable future and the foundations. So financing, fighting and the foundations. But foundations, what are we doing with foundations? 1, to break my foundations akale oipa. 2, to waste some foundations anyone. Na bega example kuti mukasiya foundations za 5 bedroom mutodza sanjika bonjero ato sa 5 bedroom house. So we are trying to protect the future by predetermining their outcome even if kulibeko by leaving my foundations abo. The same way antwena nawo nga future atu pobulisa ma foundation oipa. You see mpaka nomba tukusafala for things we never got to be did was mango chitika zoka. You see so I don't know if I've summarized too much. For some detail.
No, that's okay. But have you seen the Malawi 2063 vision? Is what you're saying in line with the vision? I mean, you are also crushing the vision. Okay,
so nazakamba za education tena yake. Mimi nzakamba mafuso atatu. pamafuso kana sinzoti nafusa lunch ngati kwa patatupo nakamba kuti yachokera kwa ndani. Vision 2063 we are so focused on chetu ikukamba Malawi zaonekera 2063 koma sitibono kuti yachokera kwa ndani. I know mukawerenga kambira kuja kuti ma youth anapaka contribute atsogolera awa zochita kwa lembetsa ma youth oto akatalapaka contribute amatenga mayo atomwewa amene sinu unyoza oyo koma what I mean is amatenga the urban athu yomwe pira nayo workshop apa sama t-shirt aja ma refreshments they will have fun, you know, as poster ma status aika chi flip chart kuma kambira zinthu and they say kuti alemba nawo koma they have just been fed chona mafuna chituluke kale and in the end anthu agaso suri anyamaraja amapitira ku passion yofuna vision yoyo amapitira hype you know the hype that comes with the workshop. Vision 3 it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous to the prosperity of small nations like Malawi.
Okay.
Of course, some of the vision is about Malawi 2063. Yeah, you know. I think vision man think of vision 2020. Kwa Malawi 2063. Muli zitu zitatu. Muli zoyambirira zatu. Urbanization, agriculture productivity, and the mechanization, I think, and industrialization. So, zitu zitatu izizi ndizabwino. You see? But the main goal of urbanization through sustainable goals is to transfer economic pressure imene kutauni kuipiritsa kumudzi. You can give atakumudzi good livelihood opanda kwa urbanization. Urbanization is good, but there's a way it has to be done. So masolo kama manifesto we are supposed to comply to vision to 2023. So inayobe we took time kwambiri and paluguka nakokana kwambiri so I have my own definition of urbanization you see and I have my own reasons of urbanization and mutapusa urbanization can take you the most important part in factors of production which is land for cultivation.
Okay.
You see so for example zuchitika mo chimbulimbuli you see then there's some justifications amene akulowetsa population like population is igamakula it's a bad thing in a country. Okay, so tumakamba za human capital. Human capital mene sinapange maximize potential yao, it's a liability. Debate my dandaught of population. Koma population ya anthu they have maximized their potential, those guys are assets and they give you an upper hand. However, tima dandaught of overpopulation. Koma it's not overpopulation. It's because my services sit na amwaze. So everyone has gathered. Everyone has gathered around the services. You see, so it's not population yakula. It's because the population is just going to spread the bwino. You see, okay. Mangu uzawe mahili na agenda mina mene momo. Muzada baguti you apply that mwapamani power yani os. You see, and muzafuna so to increase population, so you get back on the same spot. Could the agriculture mechanization? Agriculture mechanization and the increase in production. Ima sokonezeda kwambiri. Land size isimakula. Imakaji modzi. So we think kuti okay mwana ndineka chimodzi. Ulipo munda unaona Malawi. Uto kanika kulimidwa fapa nalibe mechanical effort. Or mechanization. Umakanika kulimidwa cause of my inputs. Amwene munda uli wose ku Malawi. Malawi titakwanisa kulima kwaya paka pa fundraising. You know,
atokalima kumene
atokalima kulipo munda umakanika kulimidwa ku Malawi. Kungotenga makopi andipesi kwa America kuja. Pali malo tife you can enter 35 times mu America. Akamati ishinchikaunte cholima. Kaso selingateke. Kuba ku Malawi kube mene malo kaso selingateke. And the mechanization is needed, not to the extent they want to divert your attention. You see? Now, in mechanization, the thing you realize is the cost yakula and you need extensive farming. Now you kill subsistence. Subsistence farming in our education it's employment. Much of for muganiza kuda anthu achaina akujetsa inose. You see, kani ya story na you're using them to fulfill your food security needs inu muli kuno mubanga za kutaoni. You get it? Kumano mino mapitira yo kunchito mulimi ndena apitira kudimba. So he's okay kuzipanga zimene jazi for the whole month.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do it quickly in 2 days. You get it? Ndikuntchito kwake. And what Germany is a deferred system ya bills. Iweyo every month malipira rent markets chani. Iwaja bills out, they push them kumapeto kwa season after 3 months. So ndizo mwezi chokupanga iwe kutauni kunoko. Iwaja ngozipusha. When you kill success farming, wabole such a big problem chani employment. Second time, much land pressure. When you kill success farming, much land pressure. Because land is so much uruka. Now, you are an excessive farmer. Ufuna cost organization ibwezedwe. What happens is 100 hectares the mega farm. You see, no anto magemla ntu na mega farm ngono. Of course, anto mwana mizira, right? For you watch anagamba kuti small holder farmer, mujije wa mena farmer ngono, ina mfakale. Anagamba no ma mega farm. Kumabe it's good zinabwera on point.
Yeah.
So 100 hectares the mega farm. Ifuri kumidwa nantu awiri. 100 hectares ikamamidwa nantu 100 the ma small farms. 1 hectare. So what makes something a mega farm is not the size of land, is the number of participants.
Okay.
So in a country where you have 70% who are participants in subsistence, mukwachotsa. I don't know if I'm making sense. Mukwachotsa. So it's a bigger problem. And the guys, if you know the thing, just handle it with caution. I'm gonna go through the whole day telling you hidden agenda yapa. Those are my SDGs. The people who carry the SDGs, sanati kondepo.
I see. All right. Let's wrap up.
Ndi fuso nemozi.
Yeah.
Nema fund fusi. Sorry, ngati na fusi dwakali muna nthawi imene natuluka. Don't you just cut it. You just cut it off. Mafandi ziwe pa jaba nazo kuti you are not accepting. Jauna nazo kuti unakana offer ya
1 billion.
1 billion. Yeah. So I wanted to know nazo kuti do you completely shut down inali ese kuti amene akubwera kuti akubwera ndi offer yake mwina let's say for a good cause afuna angothandiza the movement, they believe in what you are doing, they believe in the dream, koma kuzowabezo kuti mwina pamasafunika beka ndalama kacha. So fuso wanga ndonena zokuti anthu achonjo mmavomera or anthu if yes ngati mmavomera what does it take or what do you look at kuti muthe kupanga accept kuti okay ndalama ili ivomera.
Okay, so anthu timavomera like nakamba kuti timafuna ntchito mitundu itatu but ena alibe nthawi yoti angakhale background, ena alibe the expertise we need at the moment, koma ena ali ma resources zawo. So you receive my resources, you can receive my resources in advance just for the general kuti my resources zawo, you know, or per event akwakuti press briefing. Someone say budget ya uzoda yake ni bwanje, you know, they will contribute. You see, komano I think zwenza chitika kwambizana kuti anthu ambiri amene amakhala generous tazambiri amakhala anthu hidden motive. People who are willing to spend zindrama amakhala kuti siza harden. You see, so anthu amene nawe friend anthu ama harden timakati malito you know, which we appreciate kwambiri. You see, komano uti ni makriteria athu amene someone wants to partner ineyo kucheza nawe, I will know whether I should receive your money or not. You know, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Hearing you for 5 minutes, this is
ndalama imusatenge.
You understand?
Okay, Denis.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you confirm that you don't own Bakrimulus TV?
Yeah, ndipo sinimona so the correlation it antama kamba kuti voice mafanana. Guys,
because of which in the history that those guys they break down, so they do a proper history, so they look at how articulative you are and
come
how
so in a history anga one sided. If you have noticed, I'm just into financial history, so ndizaku zoti hit anapita kuti anakateli chali like history ndei
abone mawangu anafana ndabagiri munuzi
Banga blue fanga angankhulodi amalawa nzanga
kuma so bagi muzi sinimvetsera you know. Okay, sindonera kwambiri zabe nthawe not kuti muna kuti takacha sinima kama simuzoti ni machero waruka mangomvaso kena ka short clip chani when say like someone already I'm invested into I'm not, and nizongo diseketse. And the funny part is amazing kayamba ndikira ngati anthu ndi game like it's a joke. Only realize kuti nza serious police are making movements around mange, you know, I'm receiving it of course people ambakali ma verification anthu ambokangana ku state house, anthu ambokangana ku police, you know. I was like, Guys, this was supposed to be a joke.
Okay, I see.
Oh, before I go, quick ones. What is your foreign policy? You become a leader for the country. What will be your foreign policy? How are you going to fare with him? Are you going to USA? My neighbors are too, and so forth.
So foreign policy is very complicated. It centers on the respect to a command around. We know what we are underdogs, mujuma, my systems, but we don't uziribanga boo because of that. We are willing to suffer without you and let you go. There's the market part. So I don't believe okay, not that I don't believe, to a system where Malawi is banga trade as a country. We want to go to my company Malawi as banga trade to my company at the other countries. Both sides zotu kanzolowa because it would tower my sanction kala more of nations aja. It would have bange. Of course it's wide
Okay.
Of the picture.
Yeah. Your parents.
Mm.
They're okay?
Hey, my parents hanga muzo apempelea. Like I'm telling you the truth, raising a person like me, hey, it's very hard.
It's difficult.
And you know, chikondi cha makolo, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Wabadwa muzure ndi uyuru. I was shot and kanga. You see, he used to fight IMF, he used to what? Like hey, so it is for my parents because I'm can't chikondi cha genuine. And the fears I mean now when we imagine war. Hey, and my parents hanga, they go every minute, you know. Hey, mutu mungu enda kuti, hey, this guy already they're already there. You understand? So I always feel bad about them. I try to,
but you have their blessing in this.
Yeah, my parents are very good people.
Okay.
You know, so anatira in a way kuti suffering yanzatu tiziona ngati atu. And they know be good mentorship yao has contributed what I've become today.
Okay.
You know, my mother, like I guess up my younger, I remember a certain time I was with my sisters. She brought me a piece of cheese. My cheese ran kapanga rapo for you know. Ndaitenga cheese ichi. My sister anga kondipempa. Manga mangu yangana. Na mana. You know what my mother did? Anachitenga cheese kija kuchitaya kuchire. And I said, "What is anachitenga kushigawa among the sisters?" And she said, "Kuti chintu chimene chango pindure weka it's as good as china kangotaika." You see, such a person who akupangaleze wenkukula. So they know what I'm doing. The vuto lawo kai part, right? They've raised us to count us selfless. You know, now so they fear, you know, they fear kwambiri, and I feel for them. Yeah.
What kind of my family gatherings?
Yeah, I'm a kind of family gatherings.
Contributing ideas.
Yeah, I contribute ideas, and people are looking forward to family kwanga. They can't wait for the tenor should speak.
Therefore, how many opportunity
I think since I was a kid, I always have a certain insight in your deeper and your sianako in some things. So I got summarize in some of the insight if I conclude they're okay. If I can not sort in the question back, now someone say, hey, about Baoning, Denis Saguti, Mwakut, you know.
Okay. So they respect you regardless of your age and all that.
It can be like there's a lot of mutual respect. You know, my parents say, hey, Anandi Kuzanga size yao, you know. They treated me, I'm then a boy, so you know, being in an African society. The fact that I was younger than my sister, so my family and les man to man. Okay. So I think we can expect a number of that we at par that we can.
Okay.
Are you resting? And the reason I'm asking this is about your mental health. Do you think you're okay? Okay. There's so much you're reading, so much that you're dealing with. You're dealing with international body organizations.
Yeah, Komano.
Do you find time to rest?
So I prioritize my rest. Komano, I come my intervals. Simabanga rest like daily.
Yeah.
I give myself, because I prepare and teach yourself. Like, you know, I'll give an example. Now, the toughest week, last week. So what I did is I went to just Kunzu's, right? And I listed for the whole week. Jayani bothered Jagaruri. chichonse palibe you understand because I know kuti when ndikampita that week kupita ukoko it will be pressure and see now we are recording it's close to 10 a.m. Do you know kuti there's a PM there's a meeting apapa I'm supposed to go after this ataudikira you know so nimadzoti week akuti sindipanga rest but my week amene kudzoti they are flexible nimayesesa ndizipepese and I think I'm not very social sinimapita ku club kuyenchani my biggest flexing ndekuti ndikhale in a very low surface dark room very comfy you know and I should zone out like nothing exists because my IQ it drains me a lot.
I can imagine talking all the time and the feeling that it gets could drain you. You have time, but with your woman,
like I'm a family person and I'm very precise with time. I know. I think probably I said the one time I feel like
the girlfriend is also okay.
Yeah, it's also okay. I think I'm in ways,
okay. I mean,
I just wanted to confirm with those things.
Yeah.
For me, as I'm giving it to Henry, I wish you all the best, man. Whatever that you're doing has consequences.
Yeah.
But the board are the ones that break the new grounds. Kuna kuti anthu sana ganiza zoti tene tizungulire nikuti kodi kuseri kwa maziko kulijana sana kapeza ma countries ena sana kapanga discover ka ethica kuti zikuenda mwanji so you're doing what you're supposed to do. Wishing you all the best.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to come back to this place just to talk to people and whatever, you're always welcome, man.
Yeah.
Some people think and whatever. We don't think like that. We think you think differently.
Yeah.
And that is a blessing that you have on you. We cannot have that one. Most of us, we are under a particular matrix. All of us here serving weird entities. So hopefully you succeed in your quest
of course.
For liberation. I am a big believer of the book of Amos, where there is the gospel of liberation. I'm a big believer that God placed us to champion liberation.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate that we don't see people standing with that book. But that book is the one that has spoken so much about the injustices that are there to common man. The common man is still subjected to these oppressions because there are very few people like you who would stand and speak. Our position is to help you have a voice, speak to people that would reason. And at that point, when people will find sense in whatever you're saying and they're willing to work with you and you're willing to push this agenda, for me, I would say, here we call it one podcast at a time. We win with one podcast at a time. For you, I would say, do what you gotta do, man, to win one constituent at a time. And it might not be the whole of Malawi, it might be Malawi, beyond Malawi, might be the whole region of Africa. You can win, you can whatever. But whatever you're building, one person at a time.
Yeah.
You get there. I think as far as it gives you satisfaction, as far as your win is eternal, you have a pure heart, it's one person at a time. Wishing you all the best, man.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So come September, I think Imuna is Zaga is Imuna. Are you optimistic with the ticket? Zaga is Utapanga clear, you'll be on the ballot. Are you optimistic about that?
I'm just hoping good is the ticket.
Okay. So Zigatega, you're on the ballot paper. Last words. And what voted for you? Just
okay, I think and voted and that's empata because ndi maganizo ambiri amene ndifuna tapanga implement komano sindingakwanitse fule opanda mphamvu opanda ulamuliro ndi opanda ma resources amene munthu mapeza ukakhala pa mpando wa president.
Okay.
So asaganizire kundika ine pa mpando kokha koma aganizire kuti kundika pa mpando akundipatsa chani chiwe ndikubweretsa kwa iwowo. Chachiwiriso andivotere as a way kuti nawo sakuvomera kuti agwirana ntchito. Funa kuti at the end of the day tapeza mphamvuzo tikamagawa ntchito tizigawa kwa ndani. You see, so akanthu achati nawonso akulikonda dziko and akufuna ntchito atata titagwira. However be my last ways sinofuna atakhala pa chisankho. Nofuna atakhala pa zimene tikupanga panopa. Tikapanga announce date yopita kwa IMF fati napanga announce kaina imawa. Komano atiuza kuti tipite kopi siku atafuna kumani nafe so tikamva kuti what are they offering. Ngati zizoti tikufuna kutaiza agenda athu tikamti proceed so that we are kano ena kuti ungopanga zamakani necessary wakati ukuonabe kuti sizugwiza anda agenda yathu still proceed. So tipanga proceed kwa IMF tipita ku reserve bank tikapanga impose mweta ya police petrol ndothandiza amene ali akufuna ndapena akumva azatilondole. Tipita ku parliament anthu abwere mwaonyenji tipita ku Tanzania nempasa natitanda nyanja vipita umene kuchako kwa patsani tu aliweta moyamphavu unaziona so gatu sangathe kupanga mafita awo zoti masirize nato not have say they give that back or mungochokamo see so athu azapangira le behind it.
Okay, no, quite interesting. Are you running as a member of parliament? No, ngofuna ngopita straight.
Ngofuna president. I think I would rather have my member of parliament or certain because member of parliament unipanga limit. I will just have my impact per constitution. But it's a bit endo kusita in my systems up a country board level or member of parliament should pass the means. People do that one billy because one in my tribalist, so they want to declare they allow when I'm a jokera stronghold. It's just really because in the political career, akaruza o president afuna a press to fall back on. In a rules of president so that I can bread and baranga water. You see.
Okay. Wow, I see. I mean, that was quite interesting and deep conversations that we've had. It's deep to and we fail in. I mean, these zimatele and I think mwasantula zinthu amwene. And as he was saying, kuti njira imene watengayi ndi njira yopapatiza.
That's a good one.
Yeah, ndi njira yopapatiza. I mean, and we wish you all the best. As we are saying, kuti ndi ambiri amene mwina timalifunira dziko lino zabwino, mwina timalikonda, mwina chikondi chathu ndi chikondi chako chikondi kuti ndi chachikulu kwambiri. Ndi chikondi zimene ena fetili nacho pa dziko lathu lino. But I envy you. I mean, komano, wish you all the best, man. We hoping kuti Malawi amene wamukamba apa yamuphwasula apa indi Malawi amene mwina ambiri tikhozo zasangalala.
Yeah, but before you go, there's one request that I'll give you. Your ideas are a bit complex for common man. So the other way to do it is, yes, the podcast like this one, where you have shared a few things, but also you could do some audios where you can just speak and have your team, media team, work on how to simplify those things. Once you do that and you push as my snippets or you push them as whatever, you find you can have that kind of setup. And I already know my group you just have to create that kind of force. So that force, find a proper technology of how you govern and in one place using digital. You're young person rather, and you have young people around you. They could look into my technologies you can use to work around that kind of space. In that way, you would find yourself, Kodi, you are winning slowly. You're creating that kind of path for yourself. And then as you're recruiting, you see the numbers growing. And if you have a proper technology so that you have made my matrix, a dashboard that shows you how you're growing with those kind of grouping and the numbers, it will give you confidence and strategic understanding of how to even tailor messages. But all your philosophies and the like, if you put them in a consumable state, that will be great. Yeah. So yeah, just food for thought. Graphic designer a bunch of people, but yeah, technology will help you to put all these things together. And as you're working, it's one person at a time, boss. Yep.
These are soldiers, man. that I mean, it's how funa kukala on front line. This is going to get my ammunition, but hey, that's one. Yeah, but we are happy that you came, and thank you so much. monga benanenera khala kuti muli ndi ma information ena kozomatipeza ndikupereka, but otherwise we are happy that you came, and we look forward to see kuti ntchito yako ikhale kwenda bwanji, because I mean what you're sharing is what a lot of us would love to see, and so much happy that you are here. Guy, major meeting tukubwera mzimu wa mapresidenti next week, so sitikuziwa kuti ukhala chani koma noti muzimu wa mapresidenti basi. Otherwise, thank you so much. Cardinal Henry here, and we are out.